turn the damn music off.
Oh. Hey! There goes Johnny. Johnny down for the count. What's up, WZR Army? TV Tuesdays. You may have noticed a couple of minutes ago we were having some problems. The stream was cutting out here.
We were having problems.
It's not on us.
Ustream was having problems.
It's definitely Ustream. So hopefully it doesn't continue and we can go on with the show. If it does continue, let us know.
I'm off camera.
Let us know in the live chat room. You know, if we're having stream issues or not, and we can try to reboot the router and play around with things. But hopefully everything is going to be good to go.
What? You don't hear music?
Yeah, I hear it. I thought you were going to.
I could have sworn I stopped it. But alright, that was weird.
Anyways, so let us know in the chat room. I believe it's a Ustream issue. I don't think it's on our end. But we should be good to go here. We'll get into it. Not only that, but we've got the thing archived.
Yeah,
you know. So.
I keep glancing at the chat, waiting for them to say, "Oh, you're down," or knock on wood. We won't be. But
we're not going down. We're not going down. We're good to go.
You just jinxed us.
It's Tuesday night.
It's exactly Tuesday night.
Quiet up in here.
Yeah,
here's
your
the deal.
sister and the kids went on vacation.
I drove them to the airport just a little while ago
Fucking
and dropped them off, man. See, these guys don't hear it, but every Tuesday night when we come on here, there are babies crying in the background. There are people taking
barking,
showers and dogs and everything
kids
else.
laughing and running around and banging off the walls.
We try so hard to ignore it and let it go. But
you try hard to ignore it, let it go. I sit here and say, "Shut up! Come on!" I do a lot of that. But
it is difficult to with those guys here. So they're going for a week, man. They're going until next Tuesday. So we've got everything is just.
They're not my family. They're just a bunch of fucking noisy people in my apartment. So I'm not missing them at all. Enjoy Florida if you want to stay. I don't care.
It's 80. They're getting 80-degree weather.
Froze, huh?
Yeah. 80-degree weather down in.
Is it really 80
Florida.
degrees?
Yeah, man.
God damn, I miss Florida.
And you know what? It's gonna warm up to 40 here over the next couple of days.
Warm up to 40.
Warm up to 40. It's gonna get up to 40 freaking degrees. And of course, our Wi-Fi died now. It's
back. It's just very slow.
It's very slow.
That's you. I can do a show without a chat room.
Yeah, we'll be good to go. Speaking of our chat room, WZROnline.com /chat, WZROnline.com /chat. Just like I said, man, let us know in the chat room if there's any lag issues, if there's any stream issues, if we're chopping in and out. Just let us know. Keep us up to date in the chat room, and of course, we're gonna archive this thing. Can you tell by the sound of my voice? I'm a little bit sick, man.
No,
you can't tell.
You sound normal to me.
It's my voice comes out a little bit different, but 2 days ago I woke up, dude, and I had this thing. It was like a lump in my throat, or every time I swallowed.
Maybe you got cancer.
No, every time I swallowed, it would hurt, you know? And it's kind of like a little bug that I got. Hopefully you don't get it, man, because it sucks.
You get me sick, and I'm going to drop kick you in the face.
That's
true
man.
life, true stories.
Yeah, you ain't drop kicking nobody in the face.
By the way, I do owe you one, so there it is.
Come on, man, you got me back last night.
No, but then you came back.
No, and you got me back after that.
You hit me in the face after that.
You got me the last shot last night was you, but that's alright.
You want a free one?
Nah.
Go ahead.
Nah.
Alright.
I'm good.
You catch me off guard, I'm gonna be pissed.
So listen, we got a quiet house here for the next week, so that's good. Of course, it's been busy on the websites, man. Actually, you know what? This past week it hasn't. I mean, it's been busy, but it hasn't been. There's not been a lot of big news.
It's consistent, yeah, but not a lot of particularly big stuff. You got the TV negotiations going on. That's kind of big.
That's
the network's coming up next
deal.
week. Hogan Taker, Chamber this Sunday. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
And you know what? We talked about it last Tuesday night when we were on here. We were thinking, all right, Monday Night Raw this week.
Yeah, they didn't advertise it at all, did they?
Right, 1 week away
I didn't
from,
see any advertising.
It's your go-home show for the Elimination Chamber, and you're thinking, okay, they're going to hype up next week's Raw big time, where even if they don't say, all right, Hogan's coming, you know what I was thinking that they may do, right? Where they could have, okay, Hogan's backstage at Raw next Monday, all right? And they tell everybody on Raw, hey, when we go off the air here tonight, Hulk Hogan is live here tonight. And if you want to see Hogan, You got to order the WWE Network, and we're going to do a live segment.
Or like, yeah,
with Hogan.
Raw ends
Right.
with and then as he's coming out, they say, Raw continues live on the WWE Network.
Go to the WWE Network to see what happens, or something like that.
That would probably piss off USA Network.
I know.
A lot.
I know.
In the middle of a TV negotiation, no less. So,
you know?
but it would be a great way to get people to be like, oh, fuck, I got to get on the network.
I got to order the network to find out, wow, Hulk Hogan just came out at the end of Monday Night Raw. Now I need to go to the WWE Network. But, of course, then it would take people 5 or 10 minutes to sign up. And by the time they signed up, Hogan's segment would be, you know what I mean? Unless, I don't know how they would go about it, but it's surprising to me that they didn't advertise The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, nobody, who are both, as of last word, scheduled to be back next
Yeah, as far as I've heard, it's
on
a definite.
Raw.
Like, not a maybe or a good chance. It's like, yeah, they're definitely going to be there next week.
Would they do it at the Elimination Chamber? They could say, hey, you got to tune into Raw tomorrow night because Hulk Hogan's going to be. But that's pay-per-views.
Yeah, you're only advertising that to
200,000 people.
200,000. Yeah.
Right. It would have made sense to advertise it to 4 or 5 million people. But nonetheless, they didn't do it. So, but next week's show is a huge deal.
Really a dumb thing, too. I mean, really dumb.
Seems
because,
like it, right?
Like with the Batista return, that proved that, alright, surprises are great. You get the pop from the crowd, everybody's fucking going nuts. It feels cool when you're watching it. It feels like a moment that you're watching.
Right.
But is that really worth disregarding, if there's a better word, I can't think of it, but is that worth screwing up the possibility of, alright, this is coming in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long out you want to advertise it, and then when they get there, like with Batista, they went from what? I don't know the exact numbers, don't quote me, but from like a 3.9 to a 4.5, or what the fuck was it? It was like a huge jump.
It was a big deal. I mean, I think it went to
like a 500,000 people toward, you know.
Yeah, it was like a 3.1 or a 3.2 to I think a 3.5 the week that
something like that. So that would be 400, 500,000. That's a lot of fucking people.
And I'm not saying advertise both Hogan and The Undertaker, but advertise.
You don't even have to advertise specific names, but you could say. I mean, there's ways to advertise, like some of the biggest stars in the history of the are coming on, and then you get the pop for who they are,
right?
And you get the numbers for promoting it. But I mean, if I'm WWE, I fucking promote it to that's number one priority.
Yeah,
Chamber do it. Like I could see maybe their thought process, their mindset is let's not overshadow the Chamber on Sunday. The next night we're talking about the night after the Chamber instead of the Chamber when we're charging for the Chamber. But you're charging for the network.
If you were to put them, I mean, listen, WWE Network, Monday Night Raw, and the Elimination Chamber. The WWE Network. I mean, if the network fails, they have fucked themselves.
That's my point.
I don't think
one B-level pay-per-view is nowhere near as important as establishing this network. And the best way to establish it, other than WrestleMania, where you're going to get a huge surge of sign-ups for that show because it's $10 or $60
and you know
for
what
6 months, but.
Okay, John Cena comes out at the press conference a couple of months, like a month or two ago when they announced the network, right? And he says that every Monday night on Raw, there's going to be a countdown clock. You guys are going to see a countdown clock. Do you think USA Network may have had something to do with that? Where they said, you know what, you're not going to do this on our network.
Although they let them promote pay-per-views and fucking
their
app and
but now now with the TV contract negotiations, they may be trying to play hardball a little bit here. You know what I mean? I mean the TV. Listen,
they're promoting the network like crazy. Still, it's not like they're not promoting the network. Still, they're just not promoting the clock the whole time.
Right. That's true. So I don't know. I mean, next Monday's Raw is going to be interesting to say the least, man. I mean, there are some big things planned.
Yeah, that's one of those shows. Kind of like for me, because I make no bones about it. The current product sucks. And I'm a huge wrestling fan. I mean, I can still find stuff that I like every week, but in general, 3 hours is. There's only 30 minutes combined of the show that's actually enjoyable to me or entertaining. But
think of Raw last night.
The old school Raw, to my point, was like stuff like in old school Raw I enjoy. Next week's Raw is going to be great because there's going to be some big things happening.
I don't know about great, but It'll be
well, it's
it'll
going to be
good one.
compared to what we get week to week. It's great, you know.
Right,
like back in the day, you know, you're a product of the Attitude Era. That's when you came in, and I remember it vividly too. It like that every week something huge happened.
Yeah.
And not only on one show, but both shows. Something
you would have to tune in the next week to find out. You know,
they did. It was cliffhanger TV at its best.
Exactly.
Like every week, you're like, oh fuck, I gotta wait 7 days to see what happens next.
With Rock, I mean the Austin McMahon stuff, dude. Austin McMahon, you had to tune in the following week, and they left you thinking, what the fuck is going to happen next Monday night? Same thing with the Rock promos.
But like not just all right. Raw had not one or two, like 2, 3, 4 major things happen every week. And while that's going on Nitro, 1 or 2 or 3 major things happen. So you had like 6, 7, 8 major
flipping
things
back and forth, man.
Absolutely. But my point is, there's 6, 7, 8 major things every single week on TV.
Right.
Now you're lucky to get one every month or two. You know, something that makes you go, whoa, like holy shit.
Boy, the people, like the...
Next week's going to be one of those, that's why I say it's great, because it's going to be a bunch of big shit. Hogan, Taker, the network.
Think about all the young fans that we have listening, dude, like the 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds that missed the Attitude Era, and all they see is YouTube videos and things like that now, but we grew up watching it every week.
I grew up in an era very, very similar to now.
Yeah.
It was cartoon, it was Doink, it was, you know,
back in the
fucking,
80s,
I could go on
80s,
forever,
right.
you know, Duke the Dumpster, what was the hockey guy with the fucking cleats and the tapered off boots or whatever, like there was the Goon, there was a bunch of fucking Mantar, like there was, it was ridiculous, and that's kind of, it's not that bad now, but it's kind of that same PG, very geared towards kids kind of product.
But it was so popular back in the day, that stuff was popular, but it was the 80s, I mean it was a completely different time period than what it is now.
And 90s,
and early 90s, right? Early 90s, no doubt. All right, so this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk Monday Night Raw from last night. We're going to get into that. A little bit of Monday Night Raw. How we doing? Is the stream on?
I keep glancing. Right? I haven't seen anybody saying.
We're good to go. All right, no doubt. Live chat room on and in progress. WZROnline.com.
Motherfucking.
There it is. /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. We'll be taking your live phone calls and doing rapid fire in our numero dos. Whatever you guys want to talk about, give us a call. Submit some rapid fire. And in hour number 1, we're going to be talking Monday Night Raw. We're also going to talk the latest news and rumors over the past week. The WWE Network and the TV negotiations, which are very interesting. I just put up an article. Too. I don't know if you've seen it because I just put it up about it.
I read the Variety thing.
About an hour ago. Variety did a second article.
I didn't see the new one.
And the second article talks about CPM rates, right? Where
like internet?
Where like CPM rates, where I didn't even know this, where as far as television commercials are concerned, they pay...
have buttons on your remote you can click right there.
There are things where they charge CPM rates, where WWE...
Well, they pay CPM rates.
Right, USA Network pays a CPM rate for the amount of people that, you know, view their commercials. Of course.
Still got dogs barking, right? Nobody's even hearing how dogs are barking.
It was interesting to me, man, because the CPM rates, I mean, that's what we deal with on our websites, where
if you're lucky.
Right. Yeah. Per every 1,000 hits that we get on our websites.
Yeah. If you get 50 cent CPM rates, every 1,000 hits,
you get 50
cents.
You
get 50 cents.
So basically, that's what we deal with. Is we have advertising companies. You guys go to the website to see the ads in the top and on the bottom and things like that.
How is your website going, by the way, with the
service, which I wanted to do over the weekend, bro, but never got around to doing it. So you know, we had big problems.
Get that done before the network and all that stuff.
Man. I need to get it done. I'm hoping this weekend, and this weekend's the Elimination Chamber, so it's going to be a difficult. They've promised me when I do it, no downtime. The only downtime would be people's DNSs,
which sometimes can take it there too, depending on. I mean, not more so back a couple years ago, when the internet wasn't as evolved as it is now. I'm sure now the DNS, you know, it could be.
It's pretty
10,
quick,
20
man.
minutes.
It depends on when you're.
I remember back in the day though, if you switch servers, sometimes it'd be a day or two before you were seeing a new server on when you log on.
Well, it's whenever your ISP updates, man. And normally these days they do it every couple of hours, you know, so there would only be a downtime or something like that. So we're gonna be talking Monday Night Raw from last night. What did you think overall, dude?
I liked
Monday Night Raw? Yeah, it was not bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
Wasn't great.
But it was good. It was
Yeah,
alright.
it was
There was some great matches on there.
Yeah. Dude, the Cena Cesaro. You know what?
That match was amazing.
Everybody shits all over John Cena, right? And listen,
I give him credit.
I get it. The John Cena promos.
Yeah.
The John Cena promos, when he comes out there, dude, and he cuts those corny promos, yeah, it's ridiculous.
When he tries to do comedy, it's like we say, with him and Shawn Michaels, it's very cheesy and hammy. It's
But everybody's talked about, the 5 moves of doom for John Cena, right? He's only got 5 moves. It seems to me that every time, when John Cena's in a main event, we always come out of these main events, whether they be on pay-per-views, on Raw last night with Cesaro. Granted, he's in there with Cesaro. Cesaro is one of those guys that can carry a match
I was going to
anybody.
say, Orton's a good worker, too. I was going to say, he's on a run right now where
Cena has good matches.
His last 3 or 4 TV matches are pay-per-view. Right. Orton, Cesaro. I think before that he was working Bryan. Damian Sandow had a great match with him. Yeah. He's got a run of some really good shit.
He's a good worker. I mean, he's come a long way. I mean, you can say what you want.
And not only they don't really force feed him down your throat as much on Raw anymore. It's not like he gets a fucking 20-minute interview every week to start the show and the main event. Like usually you see him once now.
That's a good thing, dude.
We saw him twice last night, but right, because he opened the show with a promo. Although that was like everybody in a promo set.
Everybody came out.
And then everybody was in the big schmoz at the end, like you predicted.
Well, that's what we talked about last week, where the go-home show.
Typical pay-per-view.
Typical, yeah, exactly. But it just seems to me like he's on a roll as of late, like you said, man, where the guy goes out there, he has
a butter roll? A butter roll?
A butter roll?
Yeah, like you put
a butter roll, yeah.
Rock and roll?
But dude, you gotta give the guy credit. I mean, the guy does everything that WWE asks him to do.
Fucking squeaky chair again, man.
Everything WWE asks him to do, dude. He's got the record for any celebrity, not just WWE, not just sports in general. All celebrities, he holds the Make-A-Wish record.
It's over 400.
He's granted over 400 wishes. Remember the WWE Network announcement, right? Where he flew, I believe it was from Philadelphia to Las Vegas, back to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I don't remember where, but I know it was this coast to that coast, back to this coast.
Back to Philadelphia, not to appear on SmackDown, to do a dark match. To do a dark match at the SmackDown TV tapings.
And he's advertised. He's
advertised, but the fact that he went out there, flew all the way to Las Vegas, then all the way back for a dark match, man.
Not to mention all the media he does, local shit, fucking TV interview. WTBQL13 in New York.
The dude's a workhorse, man. Yeah. The dude is a workhorse, and you've got to be able to respect that. I mean, say what you want about John Cena.
Oh, I've always given him his props on a few different levels.
You have. A lot of people.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of people, they're haters.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you consider the amount of media he does, the amount of charity he does, the amount of traveling and appearances and all that he does, when you look at his promos, he's one of the best promos in the business. Whether you enjoy his style or not, he's up there.
I mean, he's got the style.
As far as ability,
right.
To like the one time
to interact with the crowd as the crowd
or to read a crowd, like the one time he improvised in Seattle a couple months ago, whatever it was, with Daniel Bryan. Like, he pulled that out of his ass, had it on the spot, and that was brilliant. You
and I just listened to John Cena on the Steve Austin podcast, right?
Yeah, I listened to it last night. And then
you guys should check that out, too, man. Boone's kind of got me into it. I've heard it playing in here a couple of times.
Yeah.
You said, dude, you got to listen to Austin's podcast. But they just talked about promos, and I think Austin kind of put him over a little bit by saying, how, like you said, you know how to read a crowd. They were putting each other. It was a love fest. Right. Yeah, they were putting each other over for and Austin's right. He said, and it's very true. Cena's in the middle of one of the most historic runs in history. Yeah,
I mean, if you think about it, he's been on top, the guy, like a Hogan, Austin, the guy, kind of a guy for 10 plus years.
That's what I'm saying. When John Cena retires, dude, and you look back, like right now we look back in the Attitude Era, and we always, we talk about Hulk Hogan, we talk about Steve Austin, we talk about The Rock, we talk about people like
Austin's run on top was only, 5-6 years?
Is that it?
The Rock's run, 5-6 years, like on top. Yeah, I mean, they were in the business 15, 20, but...
You were going to look back, in 15, 20 years from now and say, the biggest names of all time in WWE are the Hulk Hogans, the Rocks, the Steve Austin, and John Cena's name is going to be right there,
he's in the list.
Randy Orton, I guess, maybe... Yeah, you
as a top guy? Not the guy.
No.
Not the guy, but he's like... It would be like Triple H.
Right. Shawn Michaels is another one.
Oh no, Shawn was on top for a couple of years.
Triple H, Shawn,
you know, and Bret.
Right.
But no, when Austin and Rock were the guys, you had your Triple H's, your Mick Foley's right fucking there underneath them. They're considered top guys historically, but they weren't the guy ever.
Right.
Really.
And Cena's
for any considerable amount of time, and Orton would be like a Triple H or a Foley, like
right underneath, right there, but right underneath.
There's one and 1A or 1B, or
there you go.
He's like that.
There you go. All right, so we're gonna get into Monday Night Raw here in just a couple minutes. WWE, they're taping SmackDown tonight. Let us know in the chat room too, man. Are we skipping out? Are we cutting in or out? Because we can't tell.
I'm sure they'd be bitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Rock. Now he's 2002, and then he. Hollywood
That's it, huh?
came back here and there, but as far as the long, consistent run,
working
Stone Cold 96, 2002. That would be 6 years. So
6 years, so 5-6 years.
Dead on, yeah,
no doubt. All right, WWE taping SmackDown. They were in Denver, Colorado, my former stomping grounds where I used to live out in Denver. And I always remember, man, I would go to. They would always hold Raw at the Pepsi Center in Denver. I mean, that place holds 15,000.
It's funny too because you lived in both areas. I never lived in Denver. But I would always get our arena confused. It was either Pepsi Arena or Pepsi Center.
Ours was the Pepsi Arena.
Yeah, and I would get the two confused, and you actually lived where they were both your arenas.
Yep. So they would always hold Monday Night Raw in Denver.
Better anyway.
I love Pepsi, bro.
I'm a
Pepsi's
Coca-Cola guy.
So much better than Coke.
Coca-Cola Classic.
What do you guys think of the chat? Pepsi or Coke? Pepsi's way better,
Coke.
Man. Coke's got that flat, it's like a watered down taste, where Pepsi, take a sip and it's got that, I don't know. But anyway, so I would always go to Raw in Denver, and then Colorado Springs is about an hour outside of Denver.
Yeah.
So I would drive down there to the World
Did you ever
Arena.
do anything athletic there, like running or playing basketball or throwing the ball?
No, we used to hike. Me and my
that's
father.
a good example. Hiking.
Right.
I always hear about the altitude.
It's difficult.
Is it insane?
Me and my father, we used to hike 14ers. You know, there's about 20. I think it's 18 different 14ers out in Colorado, which are 14,000 foot
Coke's
peaks.
kicking your ass in the chat.
Is it? Everybody likes Coke. 14,000 foot mountains, man, where there's only about 18 of them in the state of Colorado, but you can hike up to the top of them, right?
Climb a bigger mountain in 2 seconds.
Oh, get out of here. But you can hike up to the top of them, man. You hit about 13,000 feet up there, and you just...
It's a lot of fighters go there to train because of the altitude, and it's a good way to get your cardio. Because then when you go to a regular...
You notice it. When you get off the airplane at DIA... when you get off the plane, you can notice...
Denver International Airport? Is
DIA.
Is that what it stands for?
Yep, Denver International Airport. But when you get off the airplane there, I mean, you can immediately notice that there's a difference in the air. But so they're at the World Arena tonight in Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's actually where Bobby Lashley lives and trains. They've got the Olympic Training Center out there.
backstage this Saturday, was it?
No, Lashley was backstage at Monday Night Raw last night.
Oh, yeah.
And then a couple of weeks ago, Val Venus was backstage
Saturday,
at WWE last
Phoenix.
night, over the weekend. Right. He was there with his daughter, I believe.
Yeah, they're from that area. So.
Right. So Bobby Lashley.
Ladies.
Hello, lady. Remember him? Oh, Val Venus, huh? But yeah, so they're taping SmackDown main event tonight.
Bro.
I am too, man. I am too.
We had a big steak dinner.
And the beer doesn't help. We weren't going to drink tonight, but then I said, dude, they're going. They're out of here for a week. TV Tuesday. They're going for a week.
Between the steak.
Going to celebrate, man.
Between the steak and the beef jerky and the fucking chugging of the beers.
We got a lot of steak, too.
I'm fucking bloated right now.
We got a lot of steak to cook.
Yeah.
So they're taping SmackDown a main event at the World Arena. Colorado is a 2-hour delay, so if you're staying up late for SmackDown and main event spoilers, it's going to be about 2 hours later than it normally is. Talking about 10:30 Eastern time. They're normally out, so you're looking at about after midnight, somewhere between midnight and 1 a.m. on the East Coast tonight. If you're staying awake.
Why are you afraid to look right there in that light where we're supposed to be looking?
I'll look in the light.
Alright, because usually when you talk, you do something like this. You ready? And I'm doing an impression. You gotta look at me. They're gonna be somewhere tonight in Massachusetts or Connecticut or...
Do you stare right at that light?
Yeah. Well, no, I usually look at the screen right below it. Like our screen where we see ourselves.
Yeah.
I usually look at that, but it's close enough.
You're like looking at
I
yourself.
don't look off in the
looking at yourself in the mirror. How you look? You look good. You look good today.
Well, I'm trying, like any real professional broadcaster.
Yes,
we're
supposed to look
supposed to go off the monitor,
Absolutely.
not the fucking camera or
Absolutely.
the ring or whatever. You know, see what the people see.
All right, so here we go. The official website of the official website of WZR TV Tuesdays, WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well.
Indeed.
Facebook.com/WZRArmy. YouTube. Damn it.
Just take a sip of beer and get your palate cleared out there. All right, now go again. Give it another shot. Where are we?
The official website of WZR TV Tuesdays, WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. Go
Yes,
to
we are.
Facebook.com/WZRArmy, YouTube.com/WZRArchive,
Check.
and we are on Twitter as well. Just go to WZROnline.com, top navigation bar, social media tab, drop down menu. Got all the links to Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. WZROnline.com, the official home of WZR TV Tuesdays. Woo! 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 Woo!
That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen.
Live chat room on in progress.
Yes, it is.
WZROnline.com /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there. Lots and lots of people in there as always tonight.
Correct.
Monday Night Raw
What'd you say?
from last night, Matty Boone. The Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. Overall, top to bottom, like we talked about earlier, I thought it was a decent show. What you guys think in the chat room? Let us know.
I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I mean, we usually do school good or great at the end, but I'll give you now. I'll say B minus.
You gotta go with B minus,
Yeah.
no doubt. They kick things off. What's
Like,
up there?
the only
Ronnie?
thing that I wish
What's
they
up,
would've-
John Kearns.
They did the Wyatt Family Shield thing again, but they did the exact same thing. I wish they would have take that same formula, but bump it up a notch.
Yes.
Do something a little extra with it.
Got a big problem with that match happening at Elimination.
Yeah, I said that
No
we both
reason
did the
for
same
it,
thing
man.
about the same exact time without talking to each other on Facebook last night.
You put it up on Facebook, did you?
We made basically the same exact comment, with basically saying, why don't they save this for Mania? This is a Mania program, not a...
It is, but you know what, dude? I think, and my hope is that they've got something bigger planned for Roman Reigns. I'm talking to you. I'm looking at you.
You were looking up there somewhere, but all right.
My hope is they've got something bigger planned for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, the last we heard was the triple threat with the Shield guys all against each other.
Right.
And that's a good thing. Don't discount that. That's a way
They did the tease again last
Yeah,
night.
that's the way to break him out of the pack, out of the group, and elevate him above it. But the problem there is you don't want to bury the other two in the process.
True.
You want to elevate his game without hurting theirs so much.
Do you think it's too early for a Shield
No,
split, though?
no. I mean,
do you think
listen,
it's time?
You could do it whenever you want. I mean, you could do it. You could start at a chamber if you want, honestly. But I mean, it's been over a year they've been together.
Right.
In modern days, that's a long run for a faction or a tag team.
Has it been a year? It's been a
Yeah,
year.
they debuted Survivor Series last year. So November of 2000, not last year, year before.
I'm afraid.
2013.
I think Dean Ambrose. I think Dean Ambrose has got all the potential in the world, and hopefully they run with it. Poor Seth Rollins, man. He's just going to get lost in the shuffle. And
in a weird way, I can't say he's my favorite.
Yeah?
He's not. But
Ambrose
I really like Rollins.
Yeah?
I really like Rollins. I think he's great, especially in the ring during a match. Not just his work rate,
right?
Which people love saying, but no, I
think Ambrose.
His matches are great, but I love his personality during a match.
See,
his match personality.
For me, it's Ambrose.
If he's wrestling Cena, and I've done the impression a million times,
Yeah.
he'll like fucking kick him. Come on, John.
No, that's Ambrose. That's Ambrose.
No, it's Rollins. It's Rollins.
It's Ambrose.
I'm promising you, it's Rollins. Come on, John.
That's Ambrose.
Ask the chat room.
Ask the chat room.
Have I not told you when I'm passionate about something that I know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's
I don't
Ambrose.
argue. I know I'm right.
Wait a minute.
I've seen his face as he's doing it.
Do something, John. Do something.
Yeah, that's Rollins.
Dude, what?
Ambrose does it too, but the voice that I'm talking about is Rollins. Come on, John.
No, Ambrose has got the smoking type voice. Ambrose has got the smoking type voice. Sounds like he's smoking.
It's Rollins. I'm talking about Rollins.
Okay, all right, but Ambrose has got the one.
Ambrose is good.
Sounds like he's got the smoking voice, and he's, come on, John, do something, John. That's Ambrose, man. We'll see in the chat room. Let us know in the chat room. What are you? Who is that? That's Rollins in the chat room. I don't know, man. Ambrose is.
Take a look at the chat real quick.
Real
quick.
No, I'm looking.
Rollins. Thank you.
Yeah,
one Ambrose.
There's an Ambrose.
There you go.
For me, it's
20.
Ambrose. Ambrose is.
No, he does it too.
You're right.
Like a version of that.
Right.
But the one I'm talking about is Rollins.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah, and I just think he's awesome.
They're both awesome, man.
Yeah.
The entire group. I think.
And as far as straight promo ability, you got to give that to Ambrose.
Ambrose with the promo.
As far as charisma,
and normally they let Ambrose do most of the talking.
Yeah, originally he was the leader, and now it's clearly Reigns is like even when these Wyatt Family Shield segments happen, it's Reigns that steps ahead of the pack while they wait and follow his lead.
To be honest with you, going into it, I mean, I understand Roman Reigns has the look that they want, right? The look that they like.
But he's also got a cool charisma too.
He does.
It's not like it's just the company shoving him. I mean, he's connecting with the audience more than Ambrose. Unless you want to say Ambrose.
Is it Scott Hall?
Ambrose is connecting as a heel, whereas Reigns is connecting as a face, but they're both connecting. But I would say Reigns is connecting a little stronger with the fans than Ambrose.
Yeah.
Like his face reactions are a little better than Ambrose's heel reactions.
Oh yeah,
in my opinion.
I don't know if you were to take all three of them, right? I would say Roman Reigns would have been the weak link out of the group going in, but I understand he's got the size and everything else. So, I mean, if I had
he's still. If you want to say he's still, if you're looking at the two things that matter, match quality, promo ability.
Right.
I would say he's third on the list of those three in both categories.
I would put Ambrose number one.
But he's got that look, and he's got that fucking love from the management, and he's got the heritage. Don't forget, he's a member of that famous fucking Samoan family where everybody is, Superfly, Jimmy Snuka.
Well, they're all related, dude. All them guys are related.
Some of them aren't really related, but they say they are.
They say they
are.
I
mean, it's
they say
basically
they're uncles,
the same,
right?
Yeah.
Uncles, nephews,
cousins,
things right? Cousins. That's what it is, no doubt. All right, everybody is saying Rollins, man, no doubt. I just think
is it Rollins or Rollins?
They
always say
mix
Rollins.
it. You know what? I think that's my New York accent, but on TV.
And there's no accent. Can you say Rollins?
Rollins. I've heard him say Rollins.
So where does an accent come into play? You're just choosing to say Rollins.
Well, I say Rollins, but a lot of other people say Rollins. I don't know.
Pretty sure it's Seth Rollins.
How do you say coffee?
Coffee.
Can I say it again?
Coffee.
Sounds like coffee.
You emphasized it, but that's
Coffee.
Yeah, I don't do coffee. There's no W in the word coffee for me.
All right.
I think it sounds cool. I think the New York accent's one of the coolest things, especially
you like it. I don't like it.
On a hot chick, it's fucking so cute, man. You see a hot chick. Hey, you want a cup of coffee? I was like, it's just fucking cute, man.
All right, here we go. So Monday Night Raw from last night.
There you go. The chat room said his name is pronounced like Henry Rollins. So
Henry Rollins. Yeah, that's what the announcers say, man. Announcers say. All right, so here we go. They opened it up basically. It was a promo with all the guys in the chamber, right? Everybody got a little bit of mic time. Christian came out. Cesaro came out. John Cena comes out. He always gets that initial pop, dude.
All right, everybody, get ready. Here we go. And then he starts running down the fucking thing there.
This guy playing with the action figure. That's awesome. All right, so he comes out, right? And to be honest with you, I was so far behind. I told you that almost the first hour of Raw, I was sitting there working like crazy. I had it on.
I'm fucking doing play-by-play the whole time, so I can only half-ass pay attention to what visuals. I can hear everything and take it all in that way, and I glance every couple seconds, but I miss a lot too.
So he says, this is everybody's chance with the Elimination Chamber. Basically, because Randy Orton is in this match, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, if Randy Orton is somehow defeated, somebody else can step up and go on to WrestleMania and main event, right, against Batista. Batista won the Royal Rumble, so the winner of the Elimination Chamber match is going to go on to WrestleMania.
And he concluded with something along the lines of odds favor a new champion being crowned this on the Elimination Chamber, and
then, of course, it's like 5-on-1, right?
And then, well, you kind of blew the point of it.
Right. Okay.
It was a setup for. let me say it again now.
Yes.
Odds favor a new champion being crowned this Sunday Elimination Chamber. Bam! Cesaro comes out.
Cesaro.
So they put him in that fucking spot. They could have had any of those guys come down right there. Daniel Bryan would have made sense, although they chose to save him for last. Even after the champion himself, Orton, they had Bryan last because that's what the crowd.
They've got big plans for Cesaro, bro. They've got big plans for Cesaro. Hey, what do you think about them dropping like Langston off Big E?
Yeah. I think it's goofy. The Big E I understand, I guess. Because Big E's the heart of the name. Antonio Cesaro, I don't see what the point of dropping Antonio
is. Well, McMahon thought it was corny. That
he
Antonio
was corny. His exact, not words, but his exact sentiment was, he thinks that Antonio sounds like a name of somebody who isn't a tough guy, basically.
Yeah.
And in the my Facebook fans. My Facebook fans had a great fucking run.
Antonio.
My Facebook fans had a great run of jokes they were doing at facebook.com/Matt Boone WZR. But they said, yo, think of tough guys named Antonio. You got Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira.
Right.
Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira.
That's true.
Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Antonio Tarver, Antonio Margarito, Antonio Inoki, Antonio Rocca. There's a billion tough Antonios.
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Antonio Thomas.
Who the fuck's that? Oh, the football player.
No. Antonio Thomas. Remember the Heartthrobs?
Oh, yeah, you're right. The tag team.
Remember the Heartthrobs?
I don't know if he's a tough guy, but yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of tough Antonios. It's just stupid Vince stuff. But I mean, whatever. The thing to me, and I wrote a column about it on EWN about. I said at least they care enough to think that it's like if it was somebody they didn't care about, who cares if his name sounds tough or not?
Right.
The fact that they care about, all right, how is his name and the brand of the name, like if they're debating that in the office, that means they consider him somebody who matters.
I think the spin got him over, man. I think the crowd reacted to that spin where he goes
Cesaro swing, yeah.
Right, Cesaro swing. I think it got him over, and not only that, but. They say that he's a legitimate tough guy.
They say, yeah, he's got I don't know about a great fighter. They're talking about his strength,
right?
And if you watch his matches, he displays it and demonstrates it a lot. I mean, he's got things he does that are like, God damn, you got to be a tough motherfucker to do that. Like he was doing it at the Cena last night. Some of the shit he was doing.
Right.
He's a fucking freaky strong guy.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to have... I mean, listen, Cesaro's not going to win the title this Sunday at the Elimination Chamber. What do you think they think? This Randy Orton... I mean, as of last word, they were still going with Randy Orton versus Dave Bautista. Do you think we see Randy Orton against Dave Bautista, or do you think they, we add
all the backstage segments,
third member?
I mean, as far as Batista's program is still really focused primarily on Del Rio, but they keep doing teases with him and Orton, so it seems like that's still the track.
That is,
like they did it last night.
It was right.
They had Orton talking shit with Triple H about how remember we used to carry Batista in Evolution, and then Batista standing right behind him.
Right behind him.
Yeah, so they're still teasing Orton Batista, and then they had Del Rio come up because that's the current program.
Right.
But they're teasing him and Batista or him and Orton. So
do you think we see Batista versus Randy Orton 1-on-1, or do you think they add a third member?
I hope they add.
And how would they go about it, though? How would they go? You would hope so, dude.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the WrestleMania crowd in New Orleans just shitting all over WrestleMania.
You say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always wondered how different. There's like 100 different ways to say it.
How do you say it?
Some people say I say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
But New Orleans makes more sense because that's how it's spelled.
New Orleans.
And then some people say New Orleans.
New Orleans?
New Orleans.
I don't like that one.
I mean, I guess you could say, hey, Leans, Leans. I mean, it makes sense. But
New Orleans? New Orleans or New Orleans?
Yeah.
I like that.
But New Orleans sounds like Lean, lean.
That's true.
New Orleans sounds like Line, Lin.
Right.
New Orleans, Leans.
There you
makes
go.
the most sense, but it sounds the dumbest. So that's why our language is really stupid.
Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com.
Motherfucking.com.
/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. So the whole opening promo, dude, was basically to have everybody get a little bit of mic time in.
They started and ended the show the same way. Everybody arguing verbally to start the show, graduating to arguing physically to end the show.
That's what it was.
Leading into the chamber, and they made sure to include the Shield and the Wyatt family to point out the fact that this is an important match too.
We don't have to do it. We don't have to run down top to bottom. But what would you think of the Shield, the Wyatt family stuff?
That's right. And the chat points out a lot of people say Nolans.
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 Mardi Gras at Nolans. Yeah.
How about the Wyatt family and the Shield follow up on last night's Raw, man? I mean, we talked about it earlier, dude. This should be a WrestleMania 30 match, dude.
It should. It really should.
The build up, the build up for it has been great, man.
It's been good.
Granted, last week and this week they pretty much
did the same exact thing.
But
thing. I mean, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's true.
Is that how you say it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. So I mean, it worked last week.
What if it's broke? You fix it.
Then you might want to look at it. Yeah,
you gotta fix it.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
Or at least try.
At least try to fix it.
Yeah.
What if you don't know how to fix it?
And then you're fucked.
You gotta call a mechanic.
Or just fucking try and hope it works. I don't know. I mean, we're talking about creative fixes, so they could try and fix it and then make it worse, but you never know.
So I feel like this should be at WrestleMania. The build-up should be through WrestleMania. But like I said earlier, dude, I think they got bigger plans for Roman Reigns. Now, what do they do with Reigns? There was talk of doing Triple H and Roman Reigns. I mean, picture them, though, dude. Before the match starts, you've got Triple H here, you've got Roman Reigns here, right? And they're face-to-face.
Well, what if Triple H is here and Roman Reigns is here?
Triple H is smaller, right? Yeah, Roman Reigns is way taller.
No, not way taller.
Yeah, Reigns is taller.
No. People think Reigns is portrayed as a big fucking monster, but what is he, 6'4"?
Reigns is a tall guy, though, man.
6'4", 6'5"?
If you had Triple H and Roman Reigns...
Triple H is 6'3", 6 foot. People forget how big Triple H is.
I would say if you put Triple H and Roman Reigns, I think Reigns towers over him, man.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think it might be like one of these situations where it's like a fucking... like an inch or two.
But you don't want to have him face-to-face and have Triple H. I mean, Triple H wouldn't go for this anyway, but Triple H looking up at him like...
Yeah. I guess they can't, but I was going to joke and say they could do what they... Remember what they used to do with Andre the Giant way back in the day? Even though he was already 7 foot tall, whatever, 7'1", 6'11", whatever he was... They built him as 7'8", 7'9", whatever they built him as, and they would have him do an interview with Vince McMahon, who people forget, Vince is 6'1", 6'2", he's a big guy too.
Right.
They would have Andre stand in a fucking box.
Really?
For pre-recorded interviews or whatever, and Vince would be like standing there looking way up at him, even though,
But, so, I think the match itself is going to be good. I mean, the Wyatt family, all three members of the Shield they're all great workers, man. I mean, Seth Rollins on the indie scene,
I'll say this
Black,
much.
Dean Ambrose is John Moxley.
Reigns' fucking in-ring work's gotten way better since he started.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's got that fucking Superman punch is awesome every time he does
and every time he hits the clothesline and the spear.
Superman punch is becoming one of his finishers too. He's had some great spots with that. I mean, who did he do? Somebody came off the top and he caught him with it at I think it might have been Rumble or...
I think it was the Rumble.
Something like that, but yeah, it was not too long ago, and it looked bad as shit. It wasn't the Rumble. I think it was Raw either last week or the week before. But it was really cool, and he's incorporated it into his match set now, and it works every time. It's
Reigns is... they've got big plans for Reigns. They've got big plans for Cesaro.
Triple H is what?
6'4".
Roman Reigns is...
Are you serious?
I told you.
Wow.
Yeah, they do a good job of making Reigns look like a monster.
Reigns does look like a
You stand next to Seth Rollins and...
You're right.
And Dean Ambrose, he looks huge.
You're right.
But,
you're absolutely right.
By the way, those guys ain't really shrimps either.
No, they're not.
Ambrose is what, maybe 5'10"?
I always feel so bad for Seth Rollins, dude, where the poor guy's got like a bulletproof vest on, right? And he's out there, just talking about the Royal Rumble, right? Seth Rollins came out in... God, he was one of the... Rollins, but he was one of the first 10 guys out, right? And then they kept him in there for God. I mean, dudes out there for the dudes out there.
Wasn't it? It was Punk and then Rollins that started it.
That's what it was. Yeah. You're right. So they had Rollins out there, right? They had Rollins out there for about 40-45 minutes. The poor dude's in a fucking bulletproof.
We didn't have Rollins out there for 45 minutes.
Gotta be dying out there.
They had Rollins out there.
They had Rollins.
Rollins
Keep rolling.
There you go.
Keep rolling. But yeah, the guy's out there for like 40-45 minutes during the Rumble match, dude. Poor guy's got to be fucking...
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, shit, that's like guys who wear masks and stuff like that, too. Like, that's got to be fucking restrictive on the breathing. Can't really
Speaking of masks, we had Kane last night on Raw. It was
Who doesn't wear a mask?
Used to wear a mask.
Okay, speaking of guys who used to wear masks.
But Kane and... Daniel Bryan.
Well, Daniel Bryan and Christian kind of healed on him, which was interesting.
That was weird, yeah.
And then so they focused on Bryan's shoulder a lot in that match. Set up that he had a hurt shoulder. Then they had Kane purposely get disqualified. Well, here's the scenario: they had Daniel Bryan beat Christian, and then boom. Well, first of all, backtracking again. That match, they announced it right on the spot. Kane came out and said, you two are fighting. I think it was Orton and Sheamus, and you two are fighting Bryan and Christian. It might have been two other guys. I don't remember. But no, Cena and Cesaro, because Orton and Sheamus was already known.
Okay.
So Cena and Cesaro, Christian and Bryan. And they said, by the way, you're fighting right now.
Right.
We go to commercial, we come back, they're fighting. They target the shoulder, like I said. Long story short, Bryan finds a way to win. He gets the win. Kane, who said he's going to be at ringside.
They had a really good match, too, by the way.
Yeah, and Kane, who said he's going to be at ringside watching, immediately announced after the match, I forgot to mention you have another match tonight, and it's right now, too.
Against me.
Against me.
Right.
And then, he beat up his shoulder the whole time, so I guess they're going into the chamber with Bryan having a fucking...
Daniel Bryan selling
one of his wings ain't working too good. But
one of his wings.
Can you say that? I know wheels is when the leg gets taken out. Oh, he's got a bum,
I like it.
bum wheels. I figured
wings, no doubt.
Try and establish that. But yeah, so they had that, and then Kane got purposely disqualified. Attacking Bryan. So I guess the whole point of that was to set up the shoulder for the chamber. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but they had to establish that his wings fucked up.
I mean, I think we come out of chamber. You know what? We said we were gonna do this while we're on the subject of Elimination Chamber. Let's pull. We don't have a card in front of us, do we?
I think we can figure it out. Just thinking of it.
Here, hold on.
Got the pre-show match is Ryback versus who the fuck was it?
It's Ryback and
the Usos and the Outlaws are on the
Goldust and Cody Rhodes.
Yes, you're right. Goldust and Cody Rhodes. The Rhodes brothers, Rhodes Dynasty, whatever, versus Ryback. Usos and Outlaws. That's official, right?
Usos and Outlaws. Yes, they confirmed that last night. On,
Big E versus Swagger IC title.
And
then you got the chamber itself. You got
here. I'll load it up. We'll get it up.
Is there a Divas match on the show?
No, that's what I put it up on the websites last night.
Maybe they announced one tonight.
That there was, they could do it at the SmackDown tables. Although I think we've already got 7, 8 matches. I think 7.
No.
I think 7 matches confirmed.
And that's all we can think of off the top of our head?
Including the pre-show.
That's all we can think of off the top of our head? So that means they ain't doing a good job of advertising.
No, not at all.
Who else we got?
It, dude. We'll get it up during the...
I'm trying to think of their top guys. Who else?
During the commercial break. Because I put the... Here it is. Alright, we'll get it up here. Get to our live chat room. WZROnline.com /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Alright, WWE Elimination Chamber.
God, you put that many up today?
That's all today. Yeah, it's been a crazy day, man.
It's
been a crazy busy day. Alright, so we'll load up the file. We'll start from the bottom, dude. We'll go down to the...
Del Rio Batista. Shield Wyatts. How the fuck did I forget that?
Alright, here we go.
They did make Titus and Young official. Okay.
They did last night. They did it in a backstage segment.
By the way, he's fine.
Right?
In that
during
backstage
that promo?
I've been saying it for fucking months.
I agree with you, man.
Now, first of all, I didn't know
he's got the look.
Yeah, he's got the look, and he's got a presence in the ring during his matches. Right? I didn't know he had that much personality. Really, I realized it around the...
Michael Strahan.
Yeah, that segment. That really solidified, this guy can be funny, too. He's not only a big, scary fucker, but he can be funny and charismatic.
He's got potential. And you know what? They were really happy with the promo that he caught last night on Raw.
There was one thing, I forget what he did. Hold this for a second, baby. Or he did something with Renee that was I laughed out loud at it. I thought that was fucking cool.
That's awesome.
But, yeah.
Alright, so here we go, dude. Let's, we'll do our predictions here, right? We'll load this up. We'll just kind of throw him in here, whatever, right?
I forget. Let's say there was 5 matches at the Rumble. I don't remember how many. I went 5-0. You went 4-1.
So
that's our current.
Were you
record.
5-0 at the Rumble?
Yeah, I was flawless.
Get the fuck out.
You missed one only.
All right, no doubt.
We're both up there.
All right, so here we go. We got Boone and Cody, right? For the kickoff show, Cody Rhodes and Goldust against the team of Ryback and Curtis Axel. I'm going to say we're keeping it Cody Rhodes and Goldust.
We should give some thought process into it, too, because I'm going to, I'll make a pick, but I want to explain it a little bit, too.
Uh-oh, we get bounced out of the chat?
Yeah.
We're getting kicked out. That means our Wi-Fi sucks.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Let me see the card again. All right, so you got the Rhodes brothers versus Ryback. Now, logically looking at it, you're going to say, all right, well, they haven't done shit with Ryback or Curtis Axel in a long time, so why would they go over? But the way they're booking Cody Rhodes and Goldust, it's almost like they're being demoted, pushed down the card as opposed to either going up or staying where they're at. It seems like they're going out of the way
with Goldust and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it seems like they're going out of the way to make them less of what they were.
Right. Do you think they're going to do, well, you know what? If they're going to do Cody Rhodes and Goldust at WrestleMania,
they could do the breakup tonight. Right?
They've got to do the breakup. You would think that they've got to at least tease the breakup on Monday, on next Monday's Raw. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got some problems there. Are they saying we're good?
Everybody in the chat room, let us know if
fuck you,
good.
Ustream.
Fuck, dude. Uh-oh, that's not good.
Welcome back. They say we're back now.
All right.
That means we were gone. That sucks.
We were gone?
Well, that was us, though. That wasn't Ustream.
That was on
What the
us.
fuck did that? Did the dog bump the cord or something? I heard him barking.
Could have been. Well, let us know, guys, if we're still having problems.
We're an hour deep. We ain't finishing. So we got an archive.
No, we've got the whole thing archived anyway, so we're good to go.
Anyways,
we're doing our picks for Elimination Chamber for those that missed it, and let us know in the chat room too, guys, who you guys think. I mean, we're gonna run down each match as we go into the commercial break. We got about 10 minutes to go. We'll go into the commercial break, but we'll give all of our picks. You guys let us know as we're talking about these matches. Let us know what's up. So,
listen, I really want to say Ryback and Curtis Axel, but I'm going to play the odds in terms of we're competing with each other to see who has the better record with predictions.
All right.
So if I go with you and we both lose, we both lose. If I go against you, you could win, I could lose, and then I'm
so you're going against me?
So I'm going to go with you, and I'm going to say Goldust and Cody Rhodes.
Goldust
But I really
and
think
Cody
there's a good
Rhodes.
chance they lose and they start doing something with those guys.
Who's tag team champions right now?
Outlaws.
Outlaws, you're right.
Yeah, and then the Usos. You gonna write them down?
All right, so we're both doing Rhodes / Goldie, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's for you and that's for me.
Yes. And then the next match, I don't have it in front of me. You could have had it still up, but
sorry. Well, I can't have them both up at the same
sure
time.
You could.
You know that. I gotta have one up on the screen.
Now bring the fucking notepad up, and then I could just fucking
How do I move it?
Grab it right here and go up.
Oh, okay.
No.
Got it.
But all right. So we got. Just double click it.
Okay.
You work on a computer for a living too.
I don't know the laptop, dude. I need a mouse. There needs to be some sort of mouse, you know.
Anyway, Shield and Wyatt, or no, O'Neal and Young. Titus O'Neal, Darren Young. I would say obviously Titus O'Neal.
Gotta go O'Neal here,
yeah.
dude. No doubt about it. Titus O'Neal. So we'll both
so we
say.
both agree there. The Shield and the Wyatts. I'm gonna go.
Ooh, that's a tough one,
That is
man.
a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Something tells me that. All right, I'm gonna go Wyatts because the
you?
Shield's gonna fight with themselves in that match somehow, setting up the triple threat at Mania.
Agreed, 100%.
So one of them's gonna cost the other the match. Wyatts win. I shouldn't have fucking gave you my explanation because you might not have agreed with me.
No,
but I made enough sense that you're like, oh, that's right.
And
admit it.
You're right. All right, let me do the next one.
Yeah,
Let me
go
do
ahead.
the next one. All right, so that's Wyatt's. The next one is Alberto Del Rio against Dave Batista. Come on, man. We all know that Batista's winning that, dude.
Yeah. His first singles match, he's losing. I don't think so.
No. You're right. That is his first singles
of any kind, TV or paper.
Right.
You can't put an A. You're gonna put Batiste.
Well, I'm trying to do this quick, man. All right.
That's your abbreviation, Batiste.
Alright, so we got the Usos against the New Age Outlaws for the tag team title.
That's a tricky one.
Now listen, New Age Outlaws, I think, there are plans to keep the New Age Outlaws on television for the next couple of months. I mean, they brought them back. Did we?
We're not even back right now, but we'll keep going anyway. We're
archiving. So, the New Age Outlaws...
if it cuts out? I don't know.
I think everything
we haven't had
good.
our stuff cut out.
You know what we can do? We can reboot the router.
That will fuck us up, so we can't do that.
Oh, will it? Yeah, if we do that.
Yeah, we're not on the air right now, but just keep going. Hopefully it's recording. I don't know how that works. If it cuts out on our own program...
God damn it, why do we always have fucking problems with this fucking show every Tuesday night? I'm going to say new tag team champions, the Uso brothers, on Sunday night.
I was going to go out on a limb and say that too.
Yeah?
Because the Outlaws are clearly a transitional tag champs, but are they ready to end that transition? And Usos ain't having a long run with it, so why would they give them the belts?
I think the Usos are over, bro. I think the crowd,
man.
you know?
I'll go Usos.
Usos?
Yeah, I'll go Usos. Although I really disagree, I think. Fuck, I'll go Usos.
Alright, let's see. What do we got up next? And then just the main event.
Out of the chat room, too, by the way.
I know. Jack Swagger and Big E Langston for the IC title, man. Big E. Gotta go Big E here.
I'm going Big E.
Unless if they're gonna bring Cesaro and take him off on his own, right? They
have him chase the IC belt?
No, if they're going to take Cesaro and, if they're going to split up the Real Americans, right?
That's what I'm saying. Have Swagger win the IC belt, have Cesaro chase him as a baby
something
face.
like that with Zeb Coulter,
it
in
would
the
work.
corner of
It would
Swagger.
be good, but yeah, that doesn't do a lot for Big E.
Yeah, we're going to go Big E here.
I'm going Big E.
All right, and then in the main event, the
That's
Elimination Chamber match. You know what? I'm going to stick with the current plan all along. Randy Orton against Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
That's been the plan for WrestleMania for
I'm going to fuck that dog up during the commercial. I'm going to kick him in his throat, bro.
You let that bother you, dude. Just talk right over it.
It bothers
Talk
me.
right over
What the fuck
it.
is he barking at? Yeah, I got to go Orton Batista.
Randy Orton?
Yes, I'm going Orton.
All right, Randy Orton.
So did we disagree on anything? No.
We didn't. I think we have the
exact same
the
picks.
whole thing.
Well, that means no matter what, I come out of this still one ahead of you in predictions.
Or no, we're putting, what do we put?
We both put Big E, and then we both put Orton.
And then we're putting Orton. Yeah, I think they're going with the...
But I'm saying, since we have the same picks here, I'm 5-0, you're 4-1, or 6-0, 5-1, whatever it is.
You're right, so I can't even
no matter what, yeah, unless you switch one of your picks there. Go on a limb. And I'll give you a hint. If you're going to go out on a limb on one...
I would do Swagger and Big E.
Rhodes and Goldust would be the one.
You think so?
I think so.
Ah.
Or Usos and Outlaws. You could switch that to Outlaws because that might. I really have a strong feeling Outlaws is winning, but I'm.
Yeah, you might be right. They may keep the.
It was the last pay-per-view where the Outlaws won the belts, right? So
at
the very next pay-per-view, they're
actually
gonna have them drop it
on the pre-show at the.
That's my point, but they just won it at the last pay-per-view, so they're gonna have them drop it at the very next pay-per-view.
And there are plans to keep the Outlaws
and
on
the network's
television.
launching. The whole reason they had them win was because they're an Attitude Era team.
You're right.
You know what? I just talked myself into switching. Switch my pick. I'm going Outlaws.
Yeah, you're going Outlaws
instead
of the Usos. All right, so we'll put Outlaws up for Boone.
Pretty sure we're back on. I don't know, we're good to go.
Are we good? Yeah. Let's check the chat room. Keep us posted in the chat room, guys. I really don't think the issue is on our end.
Well,
I think it's a. Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Twice now. That was us, not them.
Right. So we should be back on and good to go. We're gonna go to a commercial break here, no doubt. We're gonna go to a commercial break here, and this has been a decent hour number one.
I agree with Yoslin. The show makes him chain smoke. He says, "Me too." I'm one after another. When I'm working, it's like that too, and I'm always working, so I chain smoke every day.
I do it too, man. Every Tuesday we come on in. All right, so here's the deal. We're gonna try to get the problems resolved during the break. We'll try to figure out what's going on. I think it's Ustream. It was us just a couple of minutes ago, once or twice on our end, but before we came on here, and it could be we're connecting to Ustream on here, so what
maybe Ustream goes out and
Ustream is I think
it's pulling live. Ustream dies. There's nothing to pull. Oh, we're disconnecting. Reconnecting. That makes sense.
Something like that. But either way, we're gonna have this thing archived, so don't worry about it if it cuts in and out. I mean, I know it sucks trying to listen to it live, but everything's going to be archived and we'll be good to go. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Rapid fire. We're doing our rapid fire.
Yes. Log on to Facebook.com/ Ryan Clark. I wanted to wait for the Facebook.com/ Ryan Clark WZR. Get on over there. That's Facebook.com/ Ryan Clark WZR. Top post will ask for your questions and comments to the rapid fire segment. We'll get into them in hour number 2. We'll answer them in a rapid style fashion. We'll get to as many as we can. This is how we interact with you some bitches in hour number 2. Go to Facebook.com/ Ryan Clark WZR.
You're listening to WZR TV Tuesdays.
Yes, you are.
With Matt Boone,
me,
Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this. We're going to try to get these problems. We're going to attempt to. Yeah. How's it going, everybody? We're back here for our numero dos. Have we ever seen our Pitbull? Have we ever shown them?
Yeah, we've had it.
Clear days. You guys, this is a red-nosed Pitbull, man. This is our butt, Daisy. I got to tell you, old Daisy loves Boone. Loves her Uncle Boone, but this is a red-nosed pit bull. I gotta be honest with you, they go for a lot of money, man.
Do they?
People pay a lot of money for this kind of dog.
So I got like a rich fucking puppy in love with me, huh?
This is a rich puppy. She's we kind of worry about her a little bit, man. When other people are around, you never know because she
has bitten before. She bit house, man.
She nips and that.
She did more than nip house. She had bleeding and the whole thing.
Right. They can't control. I read it online. I mean, she's a real friendly pup, especially.
She's a big baby. For
as far as owners are concerned, she's just a great dog, man. But She, I don't know, man. I mean, any other dog that's outside, I mean, she will go after and attack, you know. But she's a good pup, huh, Days? Make your return to WZR TV Tuesday. Okay. She's a good pup, though, man. Old Daisy. All right. So we're here for our numero dos. We put the rapid fire up on Facebook.com. She loves Boone, man. Anytime we open Boone's door, she runs in and all over Boone.
I say, you didn't point out she's a girl dog. Women love you, man. Come on, get up here, you big fucking baby. Get up here.
Let her chill, man. Let her chill for the show.
I could do a show like this.
I ate some chicken during the break, man. I got stuck.
Good?
It was good, but it's stuck.
Oh, yeah, that's like with beef jerky. When I eat beef jerky, that shit gets stuck for sometimes for days.
Yeah.
What I do is they got this zip seal when you open it, right? You tear the top off and it's pre-cut for you, and you can use like a zipper bag to close it to keep it fresh. But when I rip the top off, I save that.
Yeah.
So when I'm eating it, if it gets stuck, I'll take it and
get right in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to be here for the next hour. Like we said earlier, WWE SmackDown and main event being taped tonight.
Winner's Lair's got the line of the night, bro.
Where's Winner's Lair? Boone gets all the bitches. Bitches, dogs.
Female dogs.
Yeah, I get it, no doubt. Daisy's a good pup, man. She's an awesome, awesome dog. She'll chill here for a little bit, man.
She almost lost her because of the fucking cunt neighbor.
Yeah.
Y'all a fight the other day. I can't believe you didn't tell that story. I thought that was going to be 30 minutes of the fucking first
brother. Listen, I want to.
He goes out to fucking smooth things over with this neighbor. His neighbor and his sister got damn near into a fist fight this time. The neighbor threatened to beat up his sister with a snow brush.
This shit fucking pisses me off.
And he yells at his sister, rightfully so, because she's causing drama where there isn't needed. And so he goes out to fucking smooth things over with the lady. And before he can say anything, the lady's on the phone. We're outside, so we're standing there waiting. She's cleaning her car off. She's on the phone. We're waiting for her to come back inside, so we stand here and wait. And then when she comes up to the thing, I open the door for her, and she very sarcastically says, "Oh, thank you very much," or something like that. And then would you sit still, you cunt fucking dog? But she comes inside. We follow her to try and say, sorry about everything. But can we stop this shit? But she's on the phone, so Ryan's waiting for her to get off the phone. He don't want to be rude and interrupt their conversation. So we go and wait near our front door, and she's standing in front of her front door, but she won't go in the apartment. She wants to stand there on the phone and talk shit to the person on the phone about his sister.
Let me run it down real quick.
So she'll be standing there at the door, for example. We're standing at our door, and she's on the phone. She won't go in her apartment. She'll just stand there and say, yeah, the fucking neighbors are fucking being ass. The sister lets her kids run around, blah, blah, like just saying just rude shit about his sister and his fucking nieces and nephews.
Listen, for the last couple of months, man, ever since I've had a problem with this woman, I have taken, every time I pull into the parking lot, I park my car out front because she parks out back. So I figured to avoid any issues, so I don't have to see this woman, I will park out front, she can park out back. Like Boone said the other day, sister and this woman got into an argument, okay? Yeah. I went out there to try to figure. I went out there to try to figure out what was going on. She's on her telephone talking to somebody, and as I'm about 20 feet away, let me paint the picture. I'm about 20 feet away, and she's on the other side of the hallway. She's on the telephone talking to some Nikki, was her name?
The name,
and she says, "Oh, I got these asshole neighbors. Oh, they let their dogs out, and they let their dogs run around. Blah 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 blah." Like, almost trying to fucking goat me into, trying to provoke me to say something.
Well, I think it's goad.
Goad. Yeah. Okay? So,
provoke you.
And you know me. You know me. I can hold shit in, dude. Right, but when something, if somebody's purposely trying to get me riled up, dude, I fucking lost it on her, man. So I went over there and I said, listen. I said, I'm not fucking... Wait, you're trying to fucking get me riled up. So she starts talking about my looks. She starts talking about my looks.
You want to hear an argument. These two are arguing with each other. You're ugly. No, you're ugly. You're fat. And she's like, what about your teeth? And they're going back and forth.
I said, look at you.
Your sister's ugly.
I said, look at you, you fat cunt. I said, look at that big fucking gap in your teeth, you fucking ugly bitch. And then she's, she's walking away. And I said, get the fuck out of here. Get in your fucking car, you fucking cunt.
And he gets in her face like he's gonna hit her. And she's like, what are you gonna do? You gonna hit me?
She says, I'll call the cops. I said, call the fucking cops, you dumb bitch.
And meanwhile, while all this is going on, I'm fucking right behind him trying to get him to knock it off. I'm like, come on, dude, fuck
And then
her.
Boone, he always
go.
takes me away, man. He always takes. He says, "Come on,
We're gonna
Ryan.
fight. We're gonna
Come
stand
on,
out
Ryan."
and yell about who's uglier. Who gives a shit?
Just
fuck
something else.
Who
God, if it
cares?
wasn't for you, God, I probably
Who
would.
cares? I can't. And that's why, dude. He went out to. He said, I heard him say. I was in my room. I heard him say to his sister, because his
Fat
sister is
fucking
telling him what
bitch.
happened. He's like, let me go out there and smooth this over, whatever he said. And I'm thinking in my head, because the last time we talked about it on the air, last time you got into it, her boyfriend.
Oh, I hate this lady.
Her
I
boyfriend-
can't stand this.
Her boyfriend stood in the background and like, so I'm thinking in my head, Ryan's gonna go out there. I knew there's no way he's smoothing anything over. She's gonna rile him up, and they're gonna get.
She
arguing.
does. She
Basically,
knows how
let
to
me
rile
finish.
me up. She knows
Let me
how to
finish.
rile. She knows
I
how to
knew
get under my fucking
exactly
skin.
like you're at right now. You shouldn't even care. Who cares what some fucking neighbor?
She gets to
Why
me,
would you
bro.
care what some
She
neighbor
gets
thinks?
to me.
Long story
She gets
short,
to
the
me.
last time this happened, the boyfriend was
Drink
right
some
there.
beer.
The boyfriend was right there, and I'm thinking, Ryan's gonna go out there to smooth things over. They're gonna exactly what happens is gonna happen, and the boyfriend might get involved, and there might be something physical. So I get my shoes on. I was like, just in case, it gets physical, let me be there for my buddy. So I can fuck this fucking loser boyfriend up. And I go out there. There's no boyfriend, but he gets right in her face, and he's, what are you gonna do? Hit me? I'll call the cops. Well, fuck you fat bitch. And they're doing all
Fuck
this.
you, you fat bitch.
The whole time I'm
Get
like,
in your fucking car.
Ryan, come on, motherfucker. I'm like, get the fuck inside. Fuck this bitch. Forget it, bro.
Drive
Come on.
away, you fat bitch. Get in your car. Look at that big fucking gap in your tooth, you dumb bitch.
But yeah. So, what started all that? What led to that? Just
I don't know. I don't
the
know
dog.
how
We
we
almost
brought it
got-
up. I
she-
don't like the lady.
we almost
I
had to
can't
get-
stand the lady.
would you calm down?
Yes, I'm calm.
All right, I can't get a word in right now. We
I
had
like
to
the
almost
lady.
get rid of the dog because of the bitch. That's where it started. Because she turned the dog. His sister moved in. She's not on the lease, so the dog's not on the lease. He's not. There's no pet deposit paid for him or her, and she's a breed that's not allowed to be here. I guess, right? Is that the issue?
Yes.
So she turned us in for having a dog that's not supposed to be here, and so the office told us to get rid of the dog, and we never did. But luckily they haven't said anything since. So we almost had to get rid of my buddy. That's the long story short.
I don't like the woman.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like her.
Okay.
Anyway, so
like
we're gonna
John
do
Cena.
some rapid fire. Boy, you are such a scumbag. I said, look at you. I said, put some makeup on. Look at your ugly face.
They were really arguing
Look
about
at
this
that ugly fucking face of yours. Get out of here. Get out
You
of my
notice she didn't
face.
say a damn word about my word.
You can have it. Go take it. You want it? You can have it.
I'm not a chubby chaser, bro. I'll be alright.
A chubby chaser.
You never heard of that before?
A chubby chaser. That's awesome.
Alright, here on my feet.
So here we go. WZROnline.com
Motherfucking.com.
/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Alright, here we go. We're going to do rapid fire here in our numero dos. Pretty much done with Monday
Did you
Night
put that
Raw,
up?
right? Yes, I did.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
even see that.
Pretty much done with Monday Night Raw.
We covered the Bryan stuff, we covered the Wyatt Shield, we covered
Talked
the
about the
Cena
end of the
Chamber.
show where everybody was brawling.
We got all the important stuff for the
All
most part. There was one funny thing that made me laugh my ass off at one point.
What's that?
It was Santino and Fandango. Should I cue up the thing? Who cares? But alright, so Emma and Summer Rae are also at ringside. Summer Rae gets involved in something. Long story short, Emma starts doing the fucking fireman's carry helicopter spin thing
Yes.
with her. Santino comes over because Fandango gets involved. Something. Long story short.
Santino's awesome, man.
I said long story short like a lot, I think, in the last couple minutes. But long story short, Santino fucking... the storyline is he just realized he loves Emma, right? So he looks at her and he stops and he does this. Is exactly what he does. He goes... like he just realized he loved her and he wants to kiss her, so he closes his eyes and he gets ready to kiss her, and then Fandango beats the shit out of him and pins him. But
Santino's
it was
great.
fucking funny, man. I
Santino is
laughed my
great.
ass off.
He's awesome. All right,
We're getting a lot of comments in the chat room about us saying, I'll say the C word and F word, like a lot of cuss, like kids learn the cuss words. Are they new listeners? Do they not realize?
We have never ever been a PG show.
No.
If you're looking for a PG show, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong
I
place.
mean, like maybe the worst place. We drink beer and smoke the whole time.
I get riled up, man. I got riled up at the neighbors. Sure, some of the language that I used. I mean, the C word is women don't
That's a
like.
bad word.
Women don't like when
They don't
you call
like
them
the
the
B
C
word.
The B, the bitch.
Tiffany
really?
hates the B word.
Really?
There's a couple girls I've known like
The
that.
C word
They
really riles
hate
them
the
up.
B word, and there's a lot of girls I've met that when you say "God damn it," they hate that. because they're religious.
Oh,
So they
yeah.
fucking hate when you say "God damn it," and no girl likes the C word, I guess, unless they're real dirty and
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this woman deserved it. I would never call the average. I wouldn't walk up to a woman and say, "Hey, you know." But anyways, this woman, if you had seen her, she deserved it, and I think
she's a piece of work.
She's a piece of work.
Yeah, let's put it this way: it takes a lot because I don't care about anything really. So it takes a lot for me to like get worked up about something.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it takes nothing. It depends on my mood, I guess. But for the most part, when it comes to people, I can be like, who gives a fuck what they think?
Who cares?
Why would I care what they think? But that woman's
pushes her buttons.
She's come very close to getting me to be like, yo, who the fuck are you?
Who are you?
You're talking about someone's children and shit.
Dude, she pushes.
Don't talk about someone's kids. That bugs me.
She pushes
Leave kids out of it. Why would you bring up? All right, talk shit about a sister you don't like.
Right.
You're gonna talk shit about her kids.
Right.
For real.
She's on the. I mean, think about it. You've got a woman on the telephone who's 25 feet away from you, and she's talking on the telephone loud enough that she knows.
Oh, it was on purpose.
That we can hear her.
It was clearly on purpose. She's
doing it on purpose where she wants a reaction. She wants to get a reaction out of Boone.
That's her goal, yeah.
And I give her a reaction because
That's why. There you go. That's why I didn't.
I give her a reaction
because I knew exactly that's what she wanted.
That's what she was doing.
She was attempting to get us to lose our cool. So
Yes.
when I'm in a situation where
you're a better man than me,
where somebody's clearly just trying to push my buttons,
you're a
you know
better
the
man
best
than
way
me.
to get them pissed off.
Ignore him.
Is
You're
to
right.
not even give a fuck.
And you know what?
And when you jump in and start yelling, she's getting exactly what she wants.
People on the websites do it all the time. They try to get a reaction out of me, man.
That stuff doesn't faze me either.
And it doesn't faze me, man. And I don't.
Yes, it does.
I don't reply to them. I don't
It
reply.
phases you.
I think
Dude, it ruined your day the other day because of some comments.
I put something up on Facebook the other day, but did I reply to any of those people? No, I don't reply to those people.
It affects your mood.
Well, of course you're going to think about it, and you're going to be like, "Wow."
I'll think about it, but it won't affect my mood. It won't get me angry or upset or anything.
No, but I mean,
some
of the comments the other day were pretty brutal, and I didn't reply to them because it's not worth the time to do it.
My thing is,
but if you're face to face, if you're in front of me face to face, and you're goading me like that, like she did the other day,
my thing is,
get a reaction.
I gotta give a shit about the person for whatever they say to bother me. If I don't care about a person and they're saying the worst shit about me in the world, if I don't care, no, I admitted that. If they were talking about my sister and my nephew, I'd fucking kill her. But if it's in this situation, if I don't care about the person, you can say whatever you want. I don't care what you think, what your opinion of me is. I give two shits what you think, what you say.
No doubt.
But I understand. Yeah, you talk about someone's sister, and I'm very close to my sister, like you are yours.
Yeah,
I love my nephews the way you love your niece and nephew. Yeah, if they were talking about my family, I'd fucking.
You would have went after it, and I probably.
And that was the other thing. She kept saying, "You're drunk." It was like fucking 1:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, you're drunk. That's the one comment I did make. I said it's 2 p.m. She thinks you're drunk or something like that. But yeah, she's a piece of work.
Whatever. All right, so let's get
back into the show.
Let's get back into wrestling, man. That's what people are here for. Wrestling.
Daisy. No barking.
All right, we're doing rapid fire. Go to facebook.com/RyanClarkWZR, facebook.com/RyanClarkWZR. We're going to be taking your questions in just a little bit. Also, if you guys want to call us live, we're going to open up the phone lines right now. It's 518-712-3070, 518-712-3070, and our live chat room on and in progress, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there, lots and lots of people in there. So we finished up Monday Night Raw. Before we start taking live phone calls and doing the rapid fire, man, because we're going to spend a lot of time on rapid fire this week.
Let's go a little late if we need to.
Yeah, no doubt. SmackDown, like we said earlier, being taped in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Half an hour talking about your dumb bitch neighbor.
I know.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the TV negotiations, man. Of course,
you're on this story more than I am. Yeah, I know the generality.
Yeah, we know that Valentine's Day last Friday was the deadline for WWE. They had a deadline set. This past Friday on Valentine's Day. We didn't talk. We got a big snowstorm up here. Real quick. How much? Tell them how much.
Talk about it 'cause I don't care. There is a lot of snow out there.
I will
say that.
There's about 3 feet of snow.
If you were to throw Daisy out in the snow, which you did, it buries her.
She's buried. She can't move. But we got about 3 feet on the ground.
There's a lot of it. You pulled an all-nighter the other night to fucking monitor.
I did. I stayed up and watched.
Crazy son of a bitch literally stayed up 24 hours.
I stayed up all night long
to monitor the snow.
I
really got to know what happened in your childhood that makes you so fascinated.
I went for almost 40 hours straight, man. I was so
Although there's some people on your Facebook, I see you talking to them. There's a couple of guys that are they're very into it too, and the one guy made a comment, something to the effect of, Yo, are we long lost brothers? I love wrestling and weather the way...
I know about the GFS and the Euro and the NAM models, of course.
Alright, go fuck yourself. Yeah. No, that's GFY, I guess.
Alright, so there was a deadline set for NBC, Universal, and WWE, their contract talks. We talked about it last week.
Well, an exclusivity deadline.
Right, yeah. Right. We talked about it last week.
They could still very well end up with USA.
WWE is trying to sell a package deal with Raw, SmackDown, main event, pretty much superstars, all of their shows. They're trying to sell it as a package deal to NBC Universal. Now, with that being said, they feel that they should have a big increase in their licensing fees, where NBC Universal should pay them a lot more money for this. And there was the deadline set where they had hoped to come to some sort of agreement by last Friday. The deadline passed. That did not happen. You know that WWE... You know that WWE's been talking with other networks under the... behind the back.
On the sly, yeah.
On the sly, right. And, you know, the deadline passed. Now we're to the point where if WWE, and we talked about it last week, if WWE needs to go back to NBC Universal's got all the, you know, it's like
they would have all the leverage.
Basically a power play, you know what I mean? Where WWE goes to different networks, they offer this, then they go back to NBC Universal.
Well, if they come back and say, we got this, we don't even know what NBC's offer was. Let's say it's just to throw a number out, 300 million, 400 million, whatever. A number, 400 million. All right, we're done with the exclusive period. We're gonna that's not good enough for us to say, well, we're not going to talk to nobody else. We need to see if we can do better than that. All right, so 400 million is here from NBC. They go to Spike. They go to Viacom. They go to all these other fucking places. Let's just say somebody offers 450. If they come back and say, well, we got 450, NBC doesn't have all the leverage then because they got a better offer. But if they come back and say, all right, we'll take the 400, then they say, you know what? Well, maybe how about 380?
Right.
And then WWE might, oh fuck, all right, 380 because maybe they only got 350 elsewhere. You know what I mean? So it depends on what they get out there. But if they come back and back to take the deal that they were offered originally,
right,
then NBC has all the leverage.
NBC has all the leverage.
Fuck you, 400.
That deal's not on the table anymore. We're going to take that.
And those were completely random numbers, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, just to make the point.
But it's you know, it's a big deal where, you know, we know that WWE's contract for Raw and SmackDown, you know, Raw on the USA Network and Sci-Fi SmackDown on the Sci-Fi Network. We know that later this year, I believe in November, that
what you're saying. Go ahead.
That contract ends. The contract expires this year, so later this year, whether it be, you know, October, November, somewhere around then, WWE may be changing networks if they don't come to terms with NBC Universal.
Let me ask you this question. All right, well, Fox Sports 1. I was going to say, let's say they don't. Who are they talking to other than USA Network? Spike would be one.
Of course, Spike.
Probably Fox Sports 1, now that they got the Fox Sports 1 and 2. They probably think, shit, we could get fucking guaranteed millions of people for a new channel we're trying to launch. That's the perfect thing. Like Spike, they use WWE to launch theirs when they switched from TNN to Spike. But I'm thinking, all right, if Fox Sports wasn't in the discussion, Spike would probably be the main alternative.
What other men's networks are out there?
And TNA is about to be up with Spike. Their deal's up this year, too.
TNT would be a network.
I doubt Turner would get back into it.
Yeah,
I mean, they got rid of WZR because they had no interest.
Right.
Then again, man, you know, things change. But, yeah, I would say, look, but it's really interesting to consider the fact that, or the possibility that maybe Spike is like, you know what, let's get WWE back, TNA the fuck out of here.
Right.
WWE would help us build Bellator, which they own.
I know it all comes down to money, bro.
Yeah.
I know it all comes down to money, but Spike TV...
ESPN, I guess, is a possibility, but I doubt it very seriously.
ESPN's not going to pick them.
Yeah. No, they're talking about male-targeted...
But I would say, I think Spike TV has been solidly behind TNA for years now. And of course, listen, it all comes down to money, where they can make more money with WWE, which of course they can. But Spike TV has invested money in TNA. They've given money to TNA to sign superstars. Yeah. Sting's current TNA deal, there was rumors
through Viacom, not TNA,
ago.
right?
there was rumor months ago that Spike TV was helping to pay
for the bigger
Sting
ones,
in
the Hogans,
TNA.
the
So
Bischoffs.
I feel like Spike TV is very loyal to TNA, but it does all come down to money, where if they say, hey, listen, and of course they can make more money with WWE, they say, fuck TNA.
I would say they're only loyal to the fact that TNA is live, not sometimes live, but brand new, original content on a weekly basis that's high rated and hits the key demos.
Key demographics.
So now if you're looking from their perspective, WWE is higher rated, hits the same demos, and you know what I mean? Like, okay, they cost more, but they're also worth more.
Right.
So,
FX and listen, and they, guys in the chat.
Yeah, that's
like
Fox
that.
too, though.
Right.
They would probably throw them on Fox Sports 1, not FX. I mean, FX, the UFC was on FX, and they said, no, let's put you over on Fox.
Yeah, but the problem with Fox Sports 1, man, is Fox Sports 1 is one of those channels. I mean, FX, like, if I turn on my TV
and I
go to, like, 37, I can
WWE would prefer to be on FX than Fox Sports 1.
Absolutely.
But if you're Fox,
it's not
you'd rather use WWE to build Fox Sports 1 than, let's make it easier for your fans to find. No, fuck that. We want to use you to build a fucking network here.
To build our
That's what they're doing with
network,
UFC specifically.
Right.
But, shit. I forgot my point.
What do you think? Some live phone calls. Caller, you're live on WZR TV. What's up?
Hello?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yes, I would like to get your thoughts on the John Cena interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Steve Austin.
Yeah, we touched on that earlier a little briefly, but he was on the Steve Austin show. He recorded it when he was at Raw in LA at the Staples Center
last week.
Yeah, he spoke to Big Show, he spoke to Cena, he spoke to Zeb Coulter. I could swear there was one more, but I can't think of it.
I think there was one more, but I'm not sure.
I know he asked Kevin Dunn, but he said Kevin Dunn pretty much said no. But yeah,
Dunn said no, really?
Yeah, well, Dunn's not supposed to talk.
True.
Kind of like Joe Silva in the UFC, the matchmaker. He's not supposed to do interviews and stuff. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting interview. I like all the interviews on the Austin podcast because it's like, me, I love the documentaries, I love the inside stuff, the backstage, behind the scenes stuff. Even if I'm not a fan of the current product, I love that stuff.
Right.
So that was one of the better ones because Cena's very rare. It's very rare because I listen to all the shoot interviews. It's very rare to see Cena in that format.
Cena is a company man, no doubt. He's a company man, bro, where he toes the company line.
Very rarely will he say anything honest. He'll say, "Well, here's what I'm supposed to say," as opposed to ask me a question. Here's what I think.
And when he was on the Austin show, you and I listened to it before we came on here.
Yeah, normally in interviews, like you said, it's mainly here's a question. All right, here's what I'm supposed to say. With the Austin show, it was here's a question. Here's what I think.
It was a lot of honesty during that. Yeah, guys, if you want to call us live, you can do so right now. It's 518-712-3070. 518-712-3070. If you guys don't get through the first time, keep calling back.
Sometimes we'll answer and you'll be on the air, but it'll take a second to get to you, so don't hang up.
We've only got one open phone line, so 518-712-3070. Also, our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat.
NBC
Watch
Sports.
the language, please. No.
I thought you preferred it. Now you're going to have me. NBC, I know. NBC Sports is another good example.
There you go.
RKO 408 in the chat said that. That's
absolutely.
Decent. They got World Series of Fighting.
MTV too, but MTV.
They dabbled in that kind of brand of stuff.
Well, MTV used to have Wrestling Society X.
AMC Boy says Lifetime Network.
Lifetime.
The women's
own Oprah Winfrey's network. All right, so it'll be listen. It's going to be interesting to see. This is it. It's going to be no. You know what? Maybe the internet connection in general around here tonight is.
Could be, man. Is it storming?
Because it seems like no, it's not. But it seems like every single time.
This is a situation where your weather forecast will be handy. Like, is it storming? And that's why
it is snowing out there.
Is it?
Right? It's snowing. Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
Oh man.
Now it's not letting us back in.
I think we lost our Wi-Fi connection.
And it still hasn't reconnected over here. That's 10 tries.
It hasn't reconnected?
No.
Oh,
11 tries, nothing.
We still have it on archive. So
I think it's never happened before where when we cut out, it's the program. Yeah. It's always, they say we're cut out, but it still looks fine there.
Right.
This is the first time where it's fucked up there. I don't know if it's still recording.
I think our internet connection tonight is just not good, man. All around. If the Wi-Fi is cutting out
15 times, it still isn't back. But yeah, that's my point. If it's the internet, then how is it going to record something that isn't connected? We're
No,
talking
no,
to
no.
the internet.
You've got it on the program though.
Yeah, but it uses the internet to record.
Oh, you're right.
I'm pretty sure.
Does it?
I guess.
Oh.
You know what? Actually, I think archive will probably be okay.
Archive should be fine. So let's keep it going. All right, we're gonna do rapid fire. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah.
It's not. I think it might be our internet
Hey,
connection.
listen, what are you gonna do, man? There's always something.
There's always something. So listen.
Always something.
This is what we'll do. We've got rapid fire, right? And we don't want them to miss out on the rapid fire tonight. So if we do come back, hopefully they're tuning in. Are we back? There, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back, no doubt. So the internet's
took 16 tries to get back.
16 tries
That's
to get
a
us
record,
back.
I believe.
16 tries. Well, listen, it seems like every time that goes down, our Wi-Fi goes down as well.
Yeah, I don't think
So
that's a coincidence. You're right.
It's got to be the. It's
probably
gotta
the
be
internet.
some
But
internet
we're plugged right
problems.
into the internet, so it ain't Wi-Fi. That's
No, but if the
I know.
Wi-Fi goes down and the regular internet, there's got to be something with
Comcast. Who are we? Time Warner.
Time Warner. There's
Time Warner
something-
might have some issues.
there's
Or the
something
local
with,
area might have some issues.
Exactly.
Power lines could be down somewhere.
I bet in the chat room, see, we're back. We're good to go. So listen, it's our apologies, guys. It's like
It's
Boone
his
and I-
apology. I'm not sorry.
like Boone and I just said, it's got to be a
I'm
time.
sorry.
It's got to be a Time Warner cable issue tonight, where the internet around here is spotty. Could be anything, man. Could be the snow outside. It's snowing outside tonight,
be.
so could be that. But either way, we're gonna do. We're gonna get into rapid fire right now. You guys can also call us up 518-712-3070.
Slow clap.
No, Daisy didn't eat the cable.
Yeah, they know their name already now. You're a rock star, Daisy, just like us.
You are.
Oh, I'm talking about you, buddy.
Look at her.
Oh, I'm talking about you, buddy.
Where's Daisy?
Oh, Daisy.
Get him, Daze. Get
Get
him.
buddy.
All right. So what do you think, man? Get into
Let's
some of
do
these
it.
rapid fire questions.
Yeah, we only got what, Tritty left, so
25 Tritty?
I like to say Tritty.
Twizzy.
Tritty.
Twizzy.
Tritty.
20 Twizzy.
No, 30 is what I was saying. Tritty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Rapid fire.
Hey, listen.
It's rapid.
I was born ready.
You were born ready.
The cheesy line. Now, what's up with your beer consumption,
I
man?
was born this way. I was born.
You were born fucked up.
Lady
Right.
Gaga.
But, is that a song?
I was born this way.
Never heard of it.
Born in
I know
the
paparazzi.
USA. Born
Yeah,
in the
happy
USA.
President's Day. Carl, you're on the air. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Well, what do you think about the Jericho versus RVD match?
That's being
That may
rumored.
happen.
I mean, the rumors came from the Bleacher Report, if I'm not mistaken. So that
Are you serious?
I believe that's
Is
where
that
they,
where the rumor
they
came
emanated from. But yeah, listen, it would be a great match. But as far as we've heard, I won't speak for you. As far as I've heard, Jericho's probably not going to be at Mania. RVD had a meeting at Raw in LA, and I don't think it went
I
well.
was told the Rob Van Dam meeting at Raw with Triple H. Basically, Rob showed up to Raw to find out if he was going to be in WWE's WrestleMania plans. We're going to have an article.
They were
up on this.
unhappy that he left, even though his contract expired, right?
When Rob came out of the meeting on Monday, backstage at Raw with
We're on a first
Triple
name
H.
basis.
Right.
Yeah.
When
Robert.
Okay. When Robert came out of the meeting backstage with Triple H at Raw on Monday, the impression that he had got was that they do not have any plans for him at WrestleMania,
Which is stupid.
and could pretty much care less if he comes back or not. So
dumb.
it
They
sounds
bring back
to
the
me-
Outlaws
we're
because
gonna-
they want Attitude Era stars for the network, right? RVD's
Right.
an Attitude Era star, but he wasn't friends with Triple H like the Outlaws and Batista and all these guys.
Yeah.
It really pays to be Hunter's friend these days.
So it sounds to me like Rob Van Dam, as of right now, is not going to be back with WWE after that meeting on Monday. That's not to say that something couldn't be reached, but as of right now, no plans for Rob Van Dam at
You
WrestleMania.
would hope it would be because he
Um,
was over like Rover when he came back.
Yeah, not only that, but Chris Jericho too. But the
Yeah.
fact is, I mean, whether they admit it to these guys or not, they're not. They want guys that are there working house shows, that are there
Long
full
term.
time, long term guys. Where these guys come in, of course, it's great for the initial pop when they come back. Chris Jericho, Rob Van Dam, that initial pop. But then, if you're only there for 3 months and then you're gone for 6 months and you're back for 3 months, something
well,
like that, is it really worth pushing
You can't
these guys
exactly.
to the top?
You can't get
You can't.
the machine can't get behind a performer if the performer's not going to be available
Right.
for house shows, for personal appearances, for media, for TV, for pay-per-views. If they're going to be working a special
do you
schedule, I mean, they might be over like a son of a bitch. RVD's the perfect example. He was over like crazy
Right.
when he came back. But we can't really do a lot with him in the storylines.
You can't push the
we
dude
can't
if he's
push
going to
him.
leave in 3 months.
If
right.
A, he's not available for everything you need him for, and B, he's not going to be there long term, and like
Absolutely.
right when they get the fucking peak of momentum, he's gone.
Hey, what are you gonna do? You're gonna give him a title, right? And then you give him the title, and then his contract expires. His short-term contract expires.
Or you give him the title and he ain't working live events. You got no title matches,
right? And you've got to take the title right back off of them. So it's not like they can push these guys to the top if they're only working short-term.
Yeah, that's why Jericho worked Fandango when he had his last run. What, give him a main event program, then he's gone in a month.
Right.
What's the point of that? You
So
build him up and then he's gone.
I don't think Rob. I mean, we're gonna have an article. We're gonna put it up on the websites. But the meeting last week at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, Rob was not all that happy coming out of that meeting. So whether he agrees to a new deal or not, it sure didn't seem like it.
I thought his deal rolled over if he wanted it to, but apparently not.
It does roll over if he wanted to. It was basically.
Well, he just acted like he wanted it to, and they didn't.
Well, it's 3 months on and 3 months off,
Yeah.
but then he gets backstage and he has a meeting with Triple H. Something happened. Coming out of that meeting with Triple H, and we're going to put the article up on the website. Coming out of that meeting with Triple H on Monday, Rob wasn't all that happy. So
did you watch the video? He was in a car driving with somebody.
Right.
Did you watch that?
I did.
I didn't. What did he speak about the meeting?
No, not at all. He said that
he just left the meeting. He didn't even bring it up.
No, he went to the meeting and then he had a guy.
It was somebody,
whether it be a friend or a reporter.
I thought it was like a report, like Bill Apter, or somebody like, not him, but somebody like that.
Right. I think it was a reporter or something like that. But they were driving home on the freeway. They talked about a bunch of random stuff. But even looking at Rob's mood in the car ride home,
that's hard to read.
It was just kind of.
It's like me when you're fighting
with
a
neighbor.
neighbor.
But they said that Rob tried to get the guy that he was in the car with, tried to get him tickets to Raw, and security wouldn't let the dude in.
Really, I could swear the guy that was doing the video
with Rob. No, I
thought it was like not a nobody. I thought it was somebody that I've heard of before.
It was a reporter. No,
either a reporter or an indie wrestler or something. I could have sworn it was somebody that had a name.
It was a reporter, man, for a local. I think it was a local newspaper or something like that. But basically, Rob said that security wouldn't allow the friend into the arena for Raw without a ticket. They talked about security being strict. And not only that, but Rob didn't even stick around for Raw. The video was shot. They said, by the way, if you're watching this video, tune in to the USA Network because Raw is airing live right now. So, he didn't stick around for Monday Night Raw. Left before the show even began, and the impression that he got was that he was not going to be back for WrestleMania. So, and then. You said the Bleacher Report is the ones talking about Chris Jericho.
The rumor he brought up, I heard that the Bleacher Report was the first place to talk about it.
Report
and they're not accreditable at all.
The Bleacher Report
It's the Wikipedia of wrestling.
God.
People can just... Anything else on your mind before we let you go, man?
Oh, man.
Carl, you still there? Anything else?
Yeah. Thanks.
You're cutting out, bro.
I think he just said thanks.
I said thanks.
Thanks. All right, no doubt.
I don't think he said thanks that time. I could swear he said something else, but I couldn't.
He said thanks. Anyways, 518-712-3070. 518-712-3070. Andy Siegel for the Rapid Fire on Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Do you see WWE? Do you see WWE ever bringing back the midgets? And are you a fan of them?
They got El Torito, Hornswoggle. Oh, well, he said midgets.
Cruiserweights.
Well, they had midget wrestling for, there was an era of that. There was the Dink, Stink, Pink, Clink, whatever that one thing with Doink was.
There was talk of doing a Cruiserweight show on the network, but that was about a year ago.
Midgets. There was a WrestleMania where they had King Kong Bundy and a bunch of little midgets. I mean, there's been eras where they've had them come through, but never long term.
Right.
But yeah,
I don't think WWE's
El Torito's a midget. He's there. Hornswoggle's a midget. He's there.
Yeah, but he's in the corner of I'm not a division based.
No, well they've never had that.
No, absolutely not.
Not WWE. Ryan Shoptaw, do you see any TNA or WWE stars possibly going to Jeff Jarrett's promotion once their contracts expire? I mean anything's possible, but Not any major stars.
I'll be honest with you. I think Jeff Jarrett is going to base his promotion as of right now against AJ Styles, who is a free agent, can work for whoever he wants right now, is working the indie scene. But I think one of the major names in Jeff Jarrett's promotion is going to be AJ Styles. Now, when guys in TNA, when their contracts expire, do they go over and work for Jeff Jarrett? I mean, there's talk of Christian possibly leaving WWE. Would he go work for Jarrett? Alberto Del Rio. I think Del Rio would probably wind up going back to Mexico and working there. But, guys' contracts are expiring all the time. Who would Jeff Jarrett get to start a roster? I would say people like the Young Bucks, people like that, who are available, who are known to American fans, whether it be through TNA. Somebody like the Young Bucks, AJ Styles, people on the Joey Ryan, people like that.
Yeah. Now, this is never going to happen, but this is something that's really struck me lately, and it makes me wonder. WCW really broke out and started being real competition for WWE because they got Hall, they got Nash, they got these people that WWE weren't using so much.
Jake Roberts?
Hall and Nash weren't a good example. But Hogan was being, Macho Man was doing commentary. When they went to WCW, they had a fresh run. If TNA or the Jeff Jarrett promotion could get, and it's not going to happen, but if CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, the guys that WWE don't use right but have so much of a connection with the fans that they really could be big stars if they were used the right way. If Jeff Jarrett's promotion or TNA, whoever, could, and they had real TV and this and that, if they could get CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, and use them the right way, could that be...
Could they be a threat?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If they've got a TV deal in place, like you said.
A good TV, not just TV, but a strong TV.
What do you think about like a CMT?
Spike strong TV. Let's say but TNA's a bad example because of the way they run, their management, this and that. Let's say Jarrett's promotion comes along and they do things the right way, and they get the right guys like CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, all those guys I just named, Dolph Ziggler, the guys that the fans love, but WWE doesn't really do a lot with.
Right.
If they went to the Jarrett promotion had something equivalent to Spike or USA, and they used them right.
You know how wrestling fans are, bro.
When wrestling fans be like, oh, there's where we've been winning this, here it is, finally.
Bro, people sit there and look at Dolph Ziggler and beg and plead for this guy, please push this guy in WWE. Now, Dolph Ziggler, let's say his contract expires, like you're saying, and he was to go over to Jeff Jarrett's promotion. Would the diehard fans follow Dolph Ziggler?
It can't just be one name. It's got to be a bunch.
Well, think about the free agents that are out there. I mean, you could bring in a Jake Roberts who's ready to work, willing to work.
He's going to be working Maryland Championship Wrestling.
Right, he's working the indie scene. There's a lot of guys out there on the indie scene that you could build. You could build a good talent roster off these names.
I'm looking more from the fans' perspective. If they could see a promotion, and you can't use one name because TNA's had plenty of examples where a name that wasn't being used right in WWE, like Christian or somebody, would come over and get used right in TNA, and it didn't mean shit.
How many of the diehard fans would follow? I mean, how many diehard fans are there? Would it really be that big of an increase in ratings? How many people, if you're a Dolph, let's say a couple names, Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan,
you're saying follow. I'm not talking about follow one guy. I'm talking about all of a sudden, bam, here's this promotion. They got all these guys we love that WWE didn't do a lot with. They're doing everything with.
We'll reinforce the fact. Let's go with Dolph Ziggler. Let's go with Christian, and let's go with CM Punk.
And Daniel Bryan, throw him in there.
And Daniel Bryan, too. Okay, let's go with the three of them. If they were to go over and jump ship, if you will, over to Jeff Jarrett's promotion, would the fans
Jarrett's
follow?
Promotion would Fox TV, something big, Spike, just say Spike for the fucking shit.
Where you could watch them. How many diehard fans, would it be enough to show a big ratings increase? I don't know if there's that many fans. I mean, there's a lot of fans out there, and we see it time and time again. Look at TNA and WWE. They're both pro wrestling companies. They both got big names, Kurt Angle, Sting, and TNA, people like that, WWE. There's always going to be those WWE marks, okay? They're going to be WWE for life. They're not going to give TNA a chance. They're not going to give Jeff Jarrett a chance. They're not going to give Ring of Honor a chance. They're going to be WWE for lifers, and that's the way it is, and we see it now.
But with WCW, when they blew up in the Monday Night Wars, they were getting their asses beat, blah, 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 blah. They went live, head-to-head, and all of a sudden, two of the most over guys in WWE, Hall and Nash, we're talking about current over guys, That's why I bring up Punk and Bryan. They're current over guys that weren't being used great, which is not a great example because Hall and Nash weren't being used poorly in WWE, but they weren't being paid well, so they weren't as happy. But that doesn't mean anything as far as what you see on TV. But like I'm just saying, if you take two current, fresh names, not a fucking current
fresh names that
somebody that's brand new and over and the fucking fans love. I mean, they're the show in a lot of ways. Daniel Bryan is the show lately for a lot of ways. CM Punk for a little bit of time there was the show for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
If you take a couple of those guys, bring them over here, and not only do they come over here, but they either have creative freedom to do what they want, or they have somebody smart and knowing how to book, using them the way they should be used, as opposed to being held down over here. Would enough people see something like that and be like, you know what? Let me
check out.
And then it's exactly what they've been wanting from here from WWE, and WWE's not giving it to them. Man, he does go nuts, Acer. Jesus Christ,
I know, it's crazy.
But they're over here now, and they're doing everything we want them to do here. I'm watching that. Is it possible?
It's possible.
They say WWE will never have real competition ever again.
I don't think they will, man.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, if the right circumstances came along like that,
TNA has had a roster, okay? And it's not just the booking in TNA. I mean,
but they didn't have fresh top WWE guys going straight off Vince's TV over here.
You're right, but that's not going to happen. And you already said that this isn't going to happen. If it were to happen,
this is totally hypothetical because it's never going to happen.
Totally hypothetical.
Yeah.
So
Punk ain't going anywhere other than WWE if he ever wrestles again.
Okay, well let me ask you this.
Leaving.
Let's just completely change. Jeff Jarrett's going to start a promotion. Okay, does Jeff Jarrett come out and he builds a talent roster? Okay. Does he beat TNA or is he well below TNA?
No, that's interesting. That's a more interesting point.
I think TNA is.
Can they become the new number two? Even though number two doesn't mean anything.
TNA with Kurt Angle, with Sting, with all these top guys, if TNA can't do it, and it's not just. I mean, listen, people are going to say, well, TNA's booking sucks. TNA's creative team is terrible. TNA's got a national television deal. They've got big names. They've got top talents. They're not even anywhere close to WWE. Jeff Jarrett is going to do the same thing. He's going to put together a roster. The only thing that may be different with Jeff Jarrett's promotion is the creative and the booking. Can Jeff Jarrett take over TNA? I think Jeff Jarrett's promotion is going to come out. It's going to have a great talent roster. I think WWE is going to be number one. I think TNA is going to be number two. Jeff Jarrett going to be number 3, or Ring of Honor is going to be number 3, something like that. If TNA can't do it with what they have right now, I don't think Jeff Jarrett, Ring of Honor, or anybody else
Jeff Jarrett can get the best talent roster in the world assembled, like you're talking about, the best workers, the best this, that.
Do you have to pee?
No.
I have to pee like that.
Well, go ahead.
Can I?
So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
This ain't my first rodeo. So Jeff Jarrett can get the best talent roster assembled, the greatest workers, the greatest promo guys, even this and that. It's got to be a situation, and we're talking about for a real competition to sneak up and actually mean something. Maybe they won't be competitive business-wise with WWE, but from a fan perspective, the real fans of wrestling, they could be like, yo, this is fucking cool as shit. I think it needs to be a situation kind of like Paul Heyman and ECW back when that really started getting going and getting some momentum, where they had a fresh approach, something totally different than what everybody else was doing. TNA... we're disconnected again. I think we're coming back, though. Whatever. But TNA is kind of like WWE, like Diet WWE, whatever you want to call it. They're not doing something off the wall different. Now, when they first started, the X Division was kind of fresh. That was new. They tried the 6-sided ring. That was retarded. But, I mean, they had some different stuff here and there. Okay, but ECW was like a fucking revolution. And that's played out that word. But, they need something equivalent to that. If Jarrett wants to come with a new promotion, if he had a fucking totally fresh concept and idea, like Heyman and ECW, where it's like, all right, my point was WWE, TNA is like WWE Light, Diet WWE.
Yeah, I heard.
It's basically the same thing. ECW came along back in the day, and they were a completely fresh approach to wrestling. Way different. It was hardcore. The storylines were much more realistic. The characters were much more realistic. It was a whole fucking new way of doing wrestling. Now, something like that needs to happen for any kind of competition to ever spark and maybe catch fire. It probably never will catch. But to spark It needs to be something totally different than what we're seeing. Something like, yo, WWE's the king at this, but they're not doing what this new thing's doing. This is different. I like this.
Jeff Jarrett hires Paul Heyman to be his booker. It's going to be the creative team.
Does Paul Heyman still have a way to revolutionize?
I think he does.
I mean, he might. I don't know. I'd say
it's a different time zone.
They need to. What's it? Not time zone. A different time frame.
Time zone, though, is
time zone. Yeah, but I think they need to borrow more from UFC. That's hot. They need to borrow more from maybe reality TV.
Right.
Even though I hate reality TV, the stuff that's in the popular in the lexicon, the popular culture shit.
You know, it's like everybody.
Make your wrestling version of that. Paul Heyman's example was, there was fucking Motley Crue and all these hair metal bands, and all along came Nirvana, and bam, it was grunge rock, it was alternative rock, and it was new, and it was taking over the rock scene. We did the wrestling equivalent of that. I think something needs to come along today that takes the shit going on in pop culture, implement it in a wrestling style, and
but you know
break
what?
through.
Wrestling
but
Society.
It's never going to happen. But we're talking about hypothetical.
Remember that Wrestling Society X promotion?
I remember hearing of it.
Where they tried to mix wrestling and pop culture, where they had bands and rock bands performing.
They tried mixing wrestling and music, not pop culture.
I mean, listen, I don't watch the.
They tried doing the rock and wrestling connection that WWE did in the '80s. Modern, and that's.
I don't watch the Kardashian reality show, okay? And everybody says, "Oh my God, Kim Kardashian, she's terrible, she sucks."
We got to get the rap.
The fact of the matter is, man, the Kardashians are one of the highest rated television shows.
How much of that because it's just fucking young guys that think they're hot?
It's the same thing with the Jersey Shore, right? Everybody said the Jersey Shore. Oh my God, dude, that's pathetic. But it drew ratings out the ass, so people can shit all over it and say, "Oh, it's terrible. It's this, that, and the other thing." The culture, the American culture loves it, man, because they tune in and they watch. It's a fact. Listen,
we are in a sad state of fucking America. Like
it's terrible. When people,
Paris Hilton's famous just for being famous. Kardashian's famous for what's their talent?
I don't know.
Can they sing? Can they dance? Can they
act?
Nothing. They're just hot chicks that are famous for being either hot or rich.
People tune in to the Kardashian reality show in the Jersey Shore.
Did you turn my heat on?
I did.
It's hot as fuck in here. All right, go ahead.
They tune in to see the Jersey Shore. These guys go out to bars and they get drunk and they get in fights. 15 million people every week tuned in to watch that. The Kardashian family. It's a family of just a family where they go and they go shopping and they go to the golf course and they go to amusement parks.
People live vicariously through them. Like, I wish I was rich.
In.
If girls are watching, they're like, I wish I was as fucking hot as her and rich and famous and all that.
Is that what it is?
If guys are looking at them, guys are like, I wish I could bang that bitch and fucking run around with her and have all this money and stuff. It's like they live vicariously through them. Like, I wish that was my life.
Right. But people
I don't watch that shit.
So
I don't want none of that crap. How much do I turn my TV on? I'll tell you right now. Every Monday when I turn Raw on, guess what? I don't even have to change the channel. You know why?
15 to 9 million people.
You know why? Because it's still on USA Network from fucking 7 days ago on Monday. That's I turn my TV on once a week.
I know.
For Raw, that's it.
But
UFC I watch online.
You're in the minority, man.
No, I know.
15 to 20 million people.
But I'm also not a teenager or a young kid anymore. So that's the demographic.
You know what else?
People our age ain't watching the Kardashians.
I think there's the demographics for
You're telling me there's 30-year-old guys watching the Kardashians?
I'm telling you, bro.
That's not their target demo.
The Jersey Shore, same thing, dude. People are tuning in and watching. Those same people that come online and they say, "Oh, the Kardashians suck." And a lot of them. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of them. They type it online. Yeah. But you watch it.
But listen, the target demo is 1835, right?
Right.
So we fit into that target demo.
Fit into that target.
That target demo that's watching them, even though it's because that's how networks or rating systems, that's how they judge it. 1835. That 18 to 35 target demo that watches Kardashians and shit like that. Guess what?
A lot of them are women.
It's really 18 to 22, 18 to 23, but they fit into the 18 to 30. 30-year-old men are not watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm sorry.
Well, Yo, Kim Kardashian's 32, 33 years
That's
old,
great.
dude. So
30-year-old men ain't watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
you'd be surprised.
I'd say maybe.
You
I'm
would
sure
be
there's.
surprised.
I'm sure there's some, but that's
Millions.
not. No.
Millions,
No.
of them, bro. I'm telling you.
You're telling me there's millions
I'm
of
telling you
30-year-old
millions
men
of 30-year-old men
watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
that watched Keeping Up
You're
with the
wrong. I'm right.
I'm telling you, bro. And those same 30-year-old men will come on here and say the Kardashians suck.
Yeah.
All their
I
garbage.
can't tell if they suck or not because I don't know
They
shit
want
about them.
a lot of people.
Here's what I know.
I don't watch it,
Here's
but
what
a
I
lot
know.
of people do. A lot
Kim
of people
Kardashian sucks Kanye's dick. Khloe Kardashian sucks Lamar Odom's dick.
do. No, they broke up.
Well, all right, then that's how much I know. I didn't even know that. But all right, so that's what I know
And
about
Kourtney
them.
Kardashian,
I didn't even know there was a Kourtney
Scott
Kardashian.
Disick.
I don't know who Scott Disick is.
They married. I read TMZ.
Okay, yeah, I know.
But people follow reality shows. They love reality television, whether it be the Jersey Shore,
Yeah.
the Kardashian family. They love it, man. I don't know what it is.
You know what, a
And like you
Kardashian-
said, it's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, it is.
Right now, dude.
You know what
where
Kardashian
people-
programming has hit my radar?
Her
Sex tape. I jerked off to that a couple times.
That's how
about
she
it.
got famous.
That's all I know about
That's how
it.
she got
Paris
famous.
Hilton, same thing. That's all I know about her.
All right, listen. It's 10 o'clock
I know.
Eastern time. How about this?
How about what?
We're going to stick around for 15 minutes.
All right.
If you got to pee, you got to pee.
Literally rapid fire through these.
It's got to be rapid fire because I don't want to leave the people hanging.
Let's go.
SmackDown, you know, it's 2-hour delay
hold it
tonight,
for
so
15 minutes.
we're not
You
going to
gotta
leave.
pee
We're
that
not
day.
going to leave the people hanging. All right, here we go. Going to be rapid fire. Here we go. Anthony Remy, will Sunday Night Heat and Velocity be on the WWE Network? As of
Oh,
now,
the old shows?
the old shows, yes, probably.
I don't know.
Probably. I think they're going to add anything that they have in their video library. Eventually, it's going to pop up on the
Eventually,
WWE
sure.
Network.
Yeah, I don't think that's a priority.
Right at the start, probably not.
No,
but I
not at
think
all.
later down the line, you're going to
It's not a
see
priority.
anything they
Yeah.
have in their library. It's going to be there.
I agree.
Okay.
Mac McCaud. Ken Shamrock has started a crusade against the UFC based on the lack of pay. What the fuck is he saying? Ken Shamrock has started a crusade against the UFC based on the lack of pay the fighters get. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Based on. the
Oh,
lack
based
of
on.
pay.
Okay, I saw it based on. That's what it says.
I know.
Based on. I can't believe you
Based
figured
on.
that out. All right, let me read it again. Mac McCaud. Ken Shamrock has started a crusade against the UFC based on the lack of pay the fighters get. Do you think UFC fighters are underpaid? Listen, we don't know what UFC fighters make. Dana White will claim until he's blue in the face that they're actually paid a lot better than you think. All we know is what's reported to the athletic commissions, and those numbers don't include a lot of the bonuses and under-the-table pays that they get.
Right.
From what I hear, top guys are paid well. Not like boxers, not like top boxers, I should say, but paid well.
Can I just say, dude, that poor Ken Shamrock, dude, he's out there, he's begging WWE for jobs, he's
Ring of
begging
Honor.
Ring of Honor, he's
Yeah.
begging TNA, dude. I mean, the poor
I gotta-
guy, he's broke as a joke, man.
And
you know?
I'll give your boy a plug here, Mac McCaud. I don't know
Yes.
the name of his show. I'm sorry. I want to say it's Pro Wrestling Society because I think it's PWS, just like your shit. But
Okay.
I don't know the name of the show. Don't quote me on that. But he just did an interview with Ken Shamrock recently. It was a good
Did he?
interview.
No
You should
doubt.
check it out. I'll put it up on my Facebook whenever he sends it to me.
There you go. Tim Krieger, what happened with the momentum the WWE gave Sandow? Alex Riley gets more TV time than he does now.
That's a great
They were
question.
pushing
Yo,
Sandow, and then
Where's Brodus Clay?
He had the Money in the Bank brief. Brodus Clay.
Where the fuck is he after the heel turn? Where's Damian Sandow?
Yeah.
God, I did a column about this.
Sandow
the other day.
had the Money in the Bank briefcase, bro, and now
where's Brad Maddox as the Raw GM?
and Vicky Guerrero hasn't been seen in.
See, I don't watch SmackDown. Maybe
in
she is.
ages.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
for Raw, Brad Maddox was supposed to be the GM. Last night's a great example.
Authority's taken
the
over.
authority wasn't even there. Guess who ran the show? Was it Brad Maddox, the guy who's supposed to run the show? It was Kane.
It was Kane, right?
Maddox
You're
wasn't
right.
even there.
You're right.
What the fuck was he?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
All right. Tim Krieger. Oh, you just read
Tom
that.
Nelson.
Tom Nelson says, "Hey, what's been happening with John Morrison, Shelton Benjamin, RVD with WWE?"
John Morrison.
I just saw a picture of John Morrison with Jessica Alba in a wrestling ring.
No, that's old.
Was
That's
it old?
Years old.
Okay, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saw it today.
Yeah.
Somehow I saw it.
Yeah.
Twitter, maybe.
They filmed that a year or two ago, man.
Is he banging Jessica Alba?
No.
I think Jessica Alba's one of the hottest celebrities.
Jessica Alba's been married to Chase. No, not Chase. God, what's his name, man? Jessica Alba's. I don't know, but she's been married
Anyways.
for years and years.
Shelton Benjamin
John
doesn't-
Morrison's been doing movie roles, man. A couple of them. We
Okay.
put some videos up on the website the other day.
John Morrison used to be tough enough. Did you know? And I forgot this. I should have known. Cameron, the hot one of the
Yeah.
Funkadactyls,
Yeah.
was on Tough Enough when Steve Austin was the host.
Yes.
She was one of the
Yeah,
girls.
yeah, she was.
I completely forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But Shelton Benjamin does a lot of shit in New Japan Pro Wrestling. RVD, we just talked
Shelton
about him.
Benjamin, there was a rumor that he had been backstage at
Yeah.
Raw.
No, there was a rumor he did a dark match.
Dark
with,
match.
Yeah, with
That wasn't true.
who was it? Because they both tweeted
It's
about it.
right on the tip of my tongue, man.
I want to say Evan Bourne, but was
Evan Bourne.
Was it
Evan
Evan Bourne?
Bourne.
Is he working, man?
It was, and Evan Bourne's not
Isn't
even
even
back
back
yet.
yet. Okay.
So somebody
So
came
it makes
out.
no sense.
Shelton Benjamin, Rob Van Dam. We talked
We
about
just talked
earlier.
about him.
Meeting with Triple H a couple of weeks ago, or
Yeah.
last week at
LA,
Raw in
yeah.
Los Angeles. It didn't go that well. We're gonna have an article up on the website here shortly. Jose Lewis, should I buy TNA stock or buy a cheeseburger? I'd go with the cheeseburger.
TNA isn't a public company, are they?
They're not a public
So there's
company,
no
but
stock.
it's making a joke.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
buy the cheeseburger.
Yeah,
Buy the
cheeseburgers are great.
cheeseburger.
Christopher Brown.
Storch cheeseburgers are
I
really
can't believe
good,
we didn't
bro.
talk about this. They are.
What's up?
Christopher Brown, was Scott Hall blowing smoke up
Oh.
our ass this weekend with the supposed Hall of Fame announcement of his that didn't occur Monday, or was he just trolling the trolls on Twitter? God, these people need to learn grammar. But it's so hard to read. I feel like a fucking third grader. My favorite color is blue. You know, when you're reading. But
What do you think of Scott Hall in the Hall of Fame this year, bro?
listen, we heard it was supposed to happen Monday. Yesterday it didn't. It is interesting, and he pointed it out and then quickly fucking denied it afterwards. But his account, Ultimate Warrior's account, Lita's account, and Jake Roberts' account on Twitter were all verified at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, on Twitter. They were all verified, which means made official
They
by
weren't
Twitter.
verified before this?
I don't think so. No. I know they were all verified at the same time. That's what I know. And also, there was another thing.
You know what? You know what's funny though? Scott Hall came
What's
out
the
and he
other
started. Scott Hall came out and he started teasing these Hall of Fame rings.
Oh, and he
right?
said, yeah, we all worked at the same time, which they really didn't. But.
And then Hall comes out and says, "Don't believe the rumors."
Yeah, he started them.
Don't believe the rumors that you started,
Yeah.
bro. You're the one that started them.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, there was.
But what do you think?
There was rumors before he started them. I had heard that Scott Hall.
Right.
I think we even talked about it on here because we argued about who was a more worthy candidate, him or Diesel.
Right.
But yeah, I still say Hall's more worthy, and I would love to see him in the Hall of Fame, especially with Jake Roberts going in. Him and Hall have that thing with DDP, both getting them clean and all that.
Both
so
getting them
you know,
clean,
and they're
DDP
both
could-
they're both Hall of Fame caliber.
Do you think, speaking of that, DDP, do you think he inducts Jake Roberts?
Yeah. Roberts noted on
tweeted-
Twitter that whoever is inducting him, he said it should be obvious.
Should be obvious. So
that would
right,
be the only
right,
obvious.
DDP. All right. So yes or no? 2014 Hall of Fame class, Scott Hall. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Okay. And we've also heard Paul Bearer to
That's
pretty much a lock.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Paul Velasquez.
Let me ask you this
can
one.
take this one. You
Macho
take
Man
that.
Randy Savage, 2014 Hall of Fame, yes or no?
This year, 2014? No.
I'm gonna say no.
No.
But it's really right in the back of my mind. Like,
Right there,
I
huh?
think this might be.
Scott Hall?
Jim Ross had said, I just found out one of the big names still left in the Hall of Fame, so you must be talking about Scott Hall from what we heard.
I'm going to say Scott Hall and Paul Bearer, yes.
Yeah, and Mr. T.
And Mr. T.
Maybe Cyndi Lauper.
Those are the last three for me.
Yeah.
Scott Hall, Mr. T, and Paul Bearer.
Yeah, but that would mean one of those three people is the one Jim Ross is talking about. Because Jim Ross said, I just heard
Scott.
for a fact who it was, the last big name that's coming in this year, too. Is
Did he,
Scott Hall
did he really hype it up?
Yeah,
like
he said it's a fucking surprisingly big name, blah, 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 of the caliber of
So
Jake.
it could be Randy.
Of the caliber
It
of
could be
Ultimate
Randy.
Warrior.
All right.
But he said, I won't spoil it. Where are we at here?
Could be Randy. You're going to take Paul Velasquez. I'm going to go back up to
Paul Velasquez. Dana White came out saying, Alistair Overstrain fears Junior Dos Santos. What do you make of this? I think Overeem is avoiding Junior Dos Santos. He knows Junior Dos Santos is the best heavyweight striker in the heavyweight division and will knock him out.
Let me answer this real quick. Overeem
I just
really
ranted about this subject on
Overeem
my
really
Facebook the other
pissed
day.
off Dana White. I think Dana White is pissed off at Overeem due to the comments that he made recently at the post-fight press conference.
It was
where he
in
basically
the cage, too. You
called
keep
out-
forgetting it. In the
in the cage and at the post-fight
Yeah.
press conference, where he basically said that he heard rumors that
Disconnected, back connected.
that's fine. That he basically heard. We've got the archive.
Jesus
That he
Christ.
basically
Hopefully.
heard rumors that Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
was returning to UFC. Dana White was not happy. Correct
Correct.
with those comments.
Which, by the way, who started those rumors? Dana White.
Dana White said Dana White was the one. It's like
Keeps
Scott
bringing
Hall
it up.
starts rumors.
Yeah.
Dana White starts rumors, and then the rumors get
not so
out
much
there,
started them
then,
as like really fed into them.
Right.
You know.
Right. But so what do you think? Is Dana White just saying that Overeem fears Dos Santos because he's pissed off at Overeem? You know how Dana White is. Or
I think honestly,
really
Overeem's ducking Dos
Is he?
Santos.
You think so?
And White's being stupid enough to go in the public with one of the few heavyweight contenders that he's got,
Right.
and make them look like a pussy.
Right.
Now, the other side of that is he did that with Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell back in the day, and it worked. Because Tito finally got to the point where everybody was like, yo, you're afraid of Chuck, you're afraid of Chuck. And he finally said, fuck it, I'll fight him.
Right.
You know, so it worked. But Dana, I just wanted to big around this the other day. They don't have a lot of stars in UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Or stars that sell pay-per-views. You know, you got, what, Ronda Rousey, John Jones?
Mm-hmm.
The end.
That's it.
Cain Velasquez is a big name, big fighter. He doesn't sell that well on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, you could go down the list. I won't take too much time. But why, in your heavyweight division, you got Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos is right under him, but he's lost twice in a row to him, devastatingly. He's not fighting him anytime soon. Who's next for Cain Velasquez? Who's even out there?
I don't know.
Overeem.
Yeah, Overeem.
Why make him look like a fucking guy ducking the guy under Cain when you're going to have to sell him as a credible challenger for Cain?
Right.
And Dana's doing that with Gilbert Melendez. He's doing it with the Diaz brother. He's trashing all these fucking guys that are his only guys. Like, why are you... He's stupid.
Yeah.
I love Dana White.
All right.
But he's really doing dumb shit.
Real quick, because
GSP, talk shit about him. Like god damn.
Real quick, because I don't want to sour your mood, but they can't even hear us right now. So let's just finish this up with the archive here. Paul Velasquez again. Jose, you're better off with a cheeseburger, bro. We agree with that. Dwayne Riebling. Could Sting ever hold the WWE title? No, I don't believe so.
Could he have ever? Yes. Will he ever? No.
I don't think at this point in his career. And not only that, but he's not a top priority for WWE.
That's a famous quote going around. Yeah.
Matt Johnson, I see Heyman coming out next Monday with Lesnar saying the Authority doesn't want Lesnar challenging for the WWE World Heavyweight title because they know he'll win it. Heyman goes on to say that he will not move from the ring until the Authority comes out and names Lesnar the #1 contender. Cue Taker's gong. That's...
Oh, and I missed that last half. Heyman goes on to say, "Oh, Moon, the Authority comes out and names Lesnar #1 contender." Cue.
Taker's gone.
Will exactly go that way? Will exactly go that way? Probably not. Will it be something to that effect to where, yeah, probably.
You've got to start the Lesnar Taker tease if you're going to do that match.
Yeah.
You've got to start it probably next Monday. Next Monday.
If Taker's there next Monday, which he's supposed to be, Lesnar should probably be on all the TVs leading up to Mania after Chamber. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right. What do we got from Stan?
We got Stan saying, "Hey, Ryan and Boone. I am friends with Jay Sutherland. I have been informed from his girlfriend that he passed away over the weekend." He hasn't been around to comment a lot lately.
Jay Sutherland passed away?
The guy that used to talk about banging his little girlfriend on here all the time hasn't said anything in fucking weeks.
He really hasn't said anything.
Damn, that sucks. That sucks if that's true, man.
Rest in peace, brother, if that's true.
Why do we always have to deal with death on this show? We just
know,
did that the other day with the caller, or the other week.
Boy, that's not good.
That's a bummer.
Send me some more details on that, man. If
you can give us some kind of confirmation.
Send me an inbox on that. And
Stan Scott ain't just some nobody. He's around all the time, so
we'll see if we can't do something. If that's send me some more. Send me an inbox, man. After we go off the air here, send me an inbox after later tonight. Jason Hansen, are you guys watching the NXT Arrival? I suggest you guys give it a watch. You'll be amazed by the phenomenal talent in NXT. Yeah, he's right, man. I mean, there's a lot of talent in NXT. We put NXT up every week on the websites, and I've checked it out a couple times. It's a really good show.
Listen, they built it up as a special fucking live thing.
Right.
Work-wise, I have to watch it, so I'll be watching. And supposedly I'm going to enjoy it. Another thing is Cesaro's got a big match on there. It's Sami Zayn, 2 out of 3.
And a ladder match or no?
That's
not the
ladder
match?
That's Neville and Dallas for the title ladder match. But no, 2 out of 3 falls rematch from last year's match with everybody was like calling the match of the year.
Yeah.
Cesaro and Sami Zayn. Zayn.
Yeah.
Zayn. Yeah, so I mean, he's going to be in the chamber. He's got that big fucking live thing. He's just had Orton and Cena and great matches on Raw and SmackDown. He's really got some momentum going. And the other thing, the only thing he really doesn't have is promos, right? Put him with Heyman. I agree Cesaro with Heyman. Bam! Off they go.
That's gold. You're right.
Jesse Young. What are the plans for Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania? John Cena.
As of right now, John Cena. We've been putting that up on the website. Jordan Paul Paveo. Wasn't the champ Paveo? Jordan the champ Paveo?
It's always been Jordan Paul Paveo.
Jordan Paul Paveo?
Maybe he had a champ nickname, yeah.
I thought it used to be Jordan the Champ
But I've
Paveo.
seen Jordan Paul Paveo.
What do you guys think about Abyss and the Eric Young storyline on Impact, man?
I don't watch
That's been going on for months now, man. And I like it,
I
man.
saw him in Joseph Park when Abyss was first making his comeback.
Abyss
Before the Bound for Glory and all that. I saw some of that, but that was all I really
Eric
saw.
Young
It was
is trying.
entertaining.
Eric Young is trying to control Abyss. Abyss is a monster. You know, he's good. He's a good guy one week, and the next week he's turning on Eric Young. Eric Young's trying to keep him.
So they're basically establishing that you can't control the monster.
You can't control
he's
the
unpredictable.
monster.
He's uncontrollable.
He'll even turn on his best friend, Eric Young.
He's just a monster.
At times. So it's a good storyline.
Vincent Nugent, otherwise known as Acer. What do you guys think about the Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil feud, mostly playing out on SmackDown? Is it a good mid-card feud? Also, do you think the breakup of the primetime players was too soon? Your thoughts? I don't watch SmackDown, so I can't.
I haven't seen much of the Darren Young, Titus O'Neil. I watched the YouTube video of the actual split from a couple of weeks ago, but they're going to do the match at Elimination Chamber. I think that match, could be, I'm not going to say steal the show, obviously, but I think those two have the potential of having a really good match at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, with the lineup they've got, that probably wouldn't be close to stealing the show. But yeah, they got a lot of chemistry, you would think, so.
Let's see.
And most tag teams, when they're tag teams like that, they always have, like, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels always had that thing where, if we ever want to break up, we'll do the barbershop, I'll throw you through the glass. They always have a way to get out of the tag team and go individual. Right. So I'm sure the primetime players have thought for a long time, like, if we ever break up, we'll do this. Yeah. So it could be good.
Abe Rios, how you guys, thoughts on the Willow promo on Impact this past Thursday? It's Jeff Hardy, obviously. It's his old gimmick from the indie scene. Yeah. So, and he used to use it in Omega as well.
When he was a kid, yeah.
And a kid, right.
Dusty LeBaron. What the fuck is that first word?
I have no idea.
Nazugrim in chat, do you think there will be a major return after what the fuck is he saying?
A major return the night after WrestleMania, or do you think they're going to start putting some NXT people in the spotlight? NXT, they've had Emma, they've had Alexander Rusev, coming up, so they are trying to, spotlight some of the NXT guys. But a major debut, maybe Sting, somebody like that. But as of right now, Sting's not a top priority for WWE.
Love that.
I love what?
That phrase that everybody uses. It's like one of those coin phrases everybody has to say. Not a top priority. It's
get the fuck out of here. He's not a top priority for WWE.
I know, but he's still a priority.
He's a priority, but he's not a top priority.
Yeah. Well, no, that just means he's not. They're not worried about getting him in time for WrestleMania 30. Like, we need to get him finalized before 30, get him a match, get him promoted.
So he's not a top priority
to get him now, like in time to have him promoted. Because if you're going to sign him and have him, you'd have to start promoting him on TV now. You have to debut him, promote a match for him, and then by April you have to have the match pay off.
Okay.
They're still signing him.
Yeah, they're going to slide.
I'm almost positive he's coming. Yeah,
he's coming. He's definitely
coming.
It's a priority, but it's not a top priority. Fuck you, man. All right, Brad Festucia, which current or former diva would you like to see beat the crap out of your neighbor? Oh, my neighbor, this bitch over here. I would say.
I'm going with Austin Kong.
I would say.
Karma.
No, I want a chick that's crazy.
That's the biggest, baddest chick I can think of.
I want a chick like AJ Lee, who's just, that if AJ Lee,
she might be able to take AJ Lee.
No. I think AJ Lee is the type of chick that if you
fights dirty,
that just
scratches eyeballs,
fucking goes crazy, bro. If you get AJ Lee pissed off, she's gonna go ape shit.
I picture her like that in the bedroom, which is so fucking hot. That's what makes her so much hotter.
Getting it, bro.
She's like this big.
CM Punk's
tiny little feisty bitch.
Tiny little chicks. Right?
Where did we leave off?
Vincent Nugent.
Vincent Nugent says, here are a few UFC related questions. Did you guys watch the UFC Fight Night 36 event from this past Saturday night?
Yes.
He's got to see more on this one. And if so, what were your thoughts on the preliminary and main card fights overall? Also, are you guys looking forward to the entire UFC 170 event this upcoming Saturday night, featuring the main event for the women's bantamweight title between Ronda Rousey and Sarah McMahon? That fight should be very interesting. They're both undefeated. They're both Olympic medalists. There's never been, at least in the UFC, a fight where two Olympic medalists have fought each other. So that's interesting. I think it's a bummer that Rashad got injured and him and Cormier ain't happening.
That does suck, yeah.
But they found a guy as far as promotion. It's an interesting
That
story.
Daniel Cummings guy? Yeah.
Patrick Cummings.
Patrick
yeah,
Cummings,
he's 4-0, all 4 first-round stoppages, and he made Cormier cry in practice, supposedly, during their wrestling days. He's a 2-time national champion wrestler, so he's got credentials, but it's not as exciting as it was when it was Rashad. And we did watch Fight Night.
It was a pretty good show.
It was all right.
It was okay.
Kind of boring, actually.
It was the prelims were better than the main event.
We didn't watch the prelims.
I watched a couple of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't see.
Before you came in.
Okay.
All right. Larry Smith, idiot, is saying CM Punk will be back in WWE when it goes to Chicago. Is that idiot right or not? He is not right.
It's possible.
It's possible.
They're
but
trying.
As of right, they want CM Punk back. As of right now, he's telling people, "I'm not coming back."
They didn't want him to go in the first place. Ever since he's gone, they're trying to get him back. Blah 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 blah. So we hear. But they are doing a good job of, as somebody very brilliantly put in our Facebook the other day, Chris Benoiting him by like erasing all of his history from everything.
Right. It was UFC. What do you think of the fights from Saturday night?
Okay.
So that was Jason Hansen. Pretty much talked
and
about
we're
UFC.
cut off again.
We're cut off, guys. We've got the archive up. I'm going to apologize to you guys on... hopefully we have the archive, but I'm going to apologize to you guys. We lost half of the chat room, so most of them gave up. I will put something up on Facebook and try to explain what happened tonight once we figure out what happened.
I don't have an explanation.
But hopefully we're going to have the archive up on the websites, and we'll let you guys know.
It happens.
It happens. We've got the archive, hopefully, all right? We'll put it up on the websites for you. It'll be up on YouTube, and I'll be sure to put it up
Did you promote the archive
on my
last week?
Facebook. I did.
Okay, I didn't see it.
I did. I put it up on Facebook, not the main websites.
What you got to do is the main website.
The main websites. Yeah. All right, we'll do it. All right, we're out of here, guys. Sorry for the production issues tonight, man. I believe it was our internet, but we'll look into it, and hopefully it doesn't happen again next Tuesday night. Our apologies again.
Yeah, what are you going to do? It happens, man.
It happens. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next Tuesday night, 8 Eastern Time. WZROnline.com for Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
That's it.
See you next Tuesday night, 8 Eastern Time. WZROnline.com.